Welcome, Vilonia Eagle fans, finally to Philip D. Weaver Stadium here. Again, you know, Alan, you watched me fight this program for the last 30, 40 minutes. Excellent interception there, you see.
What a time to come on, too.
No, Nick Lewis, the sophomore. Quickly, Alan, you saw me. Zena, our camera operator, saw it. We had video up here several times, and every time I try to stream it, it's no good. So I apologize, everyone, for, completely missing the first quarter. Illegal man downfield on the Airedale, so the Eagles are going to retain possession on the interception by Nick Lewis. Now, to reset what's happened here so far, Alan, I'm going to talk to you.
Wow.
Get yourself set.
Wow.
Back and forth. Eagles take the opening kick. They immediately fumble down inside the 5-yard line.
First play.
A big defensive stand by the Eagle defense, holding the Airedales out, and ultimately.
No, well, yeah, we did hold them out.
And a attempted field goal, no good.
Yep.
We get the ball back, really don't do anything, punt to them. They drive down and score.
Right.
We got the ball back, and that's the possession we're playing currently, right?
No, we've had 2 punts.
Okay, we've punted twice. So
yes,
okay,
we've had 2 punts and a fumble.
I apologize. I've been doing technical duties and not really paying attention to the game. So if I say anything that doesn't jibe with what's going on, you're going to know why. Let me get word to Drake that we are live now, so he knows we can go on with sideline reports and whatnot.
Big hole there for Morris off the right side of the line. Several elders to take him down.
Handoff will be to Morris. He'll get out to the 30. We'll see where the spot is.
Looks like he's picking up Cole just shy of the first down, depending on where they're going to put the ball at. It looks like about 2 inches short from our vantage point. So I'm going to put that down as a 7-yard pickup, but it's more like 7 yards, 2 feet, and 11 inches.
I'll take it. The 3rd and short, either way,
right.
We dice it.
Yeah.
Okay, Drake's getting into position. We're going to need to be ready on that wireless mic when we're ready to go to him. Britton gives the ball to Morris. Morris is he's going to finally fight his way forward and get the first down, but Allen, it wasn't until 2nd, 3rd, and 4th effort.
Yes, and a little help from that defense there throwing us forward.
You get by with a little help from your friends sometimes.
That's right. We'll take that 4-foot gain right there.
So Eagles trying to get something going here. 9 minutes and 35 seconds left to play until the half.
Yeah, and a lot of people were getting predictions for halftime scores, in-game scores. Eagles certainly in this at this point. We've certainly had our mistakes, but the Airedales can't get out of their way either.
Oh, yeah. Nobody has looked exceptionally sharp here thus far. As you see Britton in the shotgun formation, he's looking to pass, and he's just going to be swarmed from all directions. I mean, the pocket just closed up on him.
Right. And he just got sandwiched there by 2 Airedales coming off either end. And that's going to be a big 7-yard loss. So here we go. Going to bring up a long 2nd down.
2nd and 17 to be exact. Ball's going to be about the 24-yard line of the Eagles.
2nd down.
Hearing our phones going off makes it sound like we're worried about is this getting out.
I get a little jumpy every time it beeps, no doubt. Gibbs going to be to Morris straight ahead off right tackle, actually.
Morris did a good job right there, just kind of hopping and picking and through it and bobbing and weaving through that hole there.
Just picking his way, finding a spot to run, picking up positive yards. He goes for 5, almost 6 there.
Yeah.
He's going to bring up 3rd and about 12 now. Alan, I haven't even seen what we ran yet. Have we thrown the little quick out to Wirtz or the slant pass?
We did start the game with the quick slant to Wirtz.
Has Kuntz seen any action yet?
Defensively, he's had a couple of tackles so far. We've had a couple other passes. Our option play is not working well today.
There's a screen
that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, Britton gets absolutely lit up there and kind of throws the ball, just kind of throwing and praying there.
Right.
I hope he's okay. He's a little slow to get up. Looks like he's
field penalty, drew it back.
They're having the exact same technical difficulties that we did, so apparently there's something in the air tonight in Philip Weaver Stadium.
And there, again, was flags, but it looks like they're waving them off.
These guys have been real happy with flags. You know, Billy told me last night when he's helped me out with the junior high games, he thinks sometimes those flags just get super hot in their pocket and they got to get them out.
Got to go. Hot tater. Hot taters.
So ball's going to be placed down finally after discussion and waving off flags and whatnot at the Airedale. It looks like it's going to be the 48.
The 48. Yeah, not a great punt there, but you know, our defense has done fine to this point.
Our defense has played great.
And the Airedale's touchdown comes short. They're really hurting us with number 21 and their passing game. Mr. Braylon Johnson at this point, 21, their receiver there, who don't have it right here.
Screen out to 17.
Which that pass was completed to Mr. Wright for the Airedales. But really who's been hurting us tonight has been Braylon Johnson. He has been 6 catches, and I don't have total yards, but he does have their touchdown catches.
Now, see the man come in motion there. That was almost you know what that looked like, Alan?
I didn't see. I'm looking down trying to catch up.
It looked like they were trying to run the fumble-rooski. Surely it wasn't the fumble-rooski. I mean, my spotter down here is hollering fumble-rooski too. It looked like they were trying to run that, and it went awry. So either way, it's going to drop them back 2 yards to the 50. They're going to be right at the 50. They're going to have a 3rd down and 8.
So that was, I'm going to put that down as a run.
For your Eagle defense.
Yeah, that's what it'd have to be. Quarterback fakes a shuffle. He comes around right in, and he's got lots of running room. Missed tackle there. Actually does go ahead and bring him down. That's 16, Nick Lewis. Thought he missed the tackle, but apparently he caught enough of the quarterback's legs to go ahead and drop him.
Yeah. Well, tonight we've just been off kilter, hadn't we?
You know, Alan, I don't know if I got it all the way.
As far as the broadcasting point, you know,
we definitely have been off kilter, no doubt. I'm just, you know, Drake was telling me just then that they're having trouble down there. So if I leave the broadcast, it may be because I'm trying to help their people get theirs up and running, because it took me a full 30, 45 minutes to get ours going.
Yeah, and I'm looking down trying to do stats, and you know what may be the problem here with the old fumble-rooski play. I was trying to input a stat, but you know that ball right there just hit their guy in motion, number 20, Mr. Oliver.
Well, they didn't have a guy in motion on the fumble-rooski.
Oh, they
looked like they just kind of picked it up and dropped it over there behind the guard, and as he was trying to get on it, an Eagle defender jumped inside, and so he just went ahead and got down.
So that's going to bring up a 1st down and 15.
I like it.
Yeah.
Especially since we're on this end of it.
Yeah, and I know our pregame show didn't get out, but you know they're big beasts for Alma. As I'm saying that as number 1 there.
That's Caleb Lampro.
Mr. Rampo is running through the defense there.
That's
their quarterback, Braylon, Mr. Jensen, and their wide receiver number 21, Braylon Johnson, are their two. That's just about 100% of their offense.
That's their workhorses.
Right.
So Jensen in the pistol formation gives to Lampro. Ball is on the ball's on the ground. Looks like Kuntz is the one who forced the fumble. They are going to give it to the Eagles. And it's actually Kuntz comes up with the ball as well.
Good job, Kuntz.
So Austin Kuntz, the sophomore, who's all of a sudden turned into the do-everything man.
Yeah.
Gets in, makes the hit, forces the fumble, recovers the fumble, and now he's going to go line up at the receiver position.
Yeah, and that's right. And Alma's pretty much done this between the 20s, with the exception of that one drive. We've held them, and they've shot themselves in the foot. So that's why we're only down 7-0. Now, if we can unload our gun and get it down range, we'll be doing just fine.
Alma is blitzing us every single time, Allen. Yeah. Those linebackers are just pinning their ears back, and they are just trying to pick a gap that nobody's going to be in. They actually they almost get to Britton there, but they hit Morris just about as soon as he takes the ball.
Morris was the runner there.
We're going to have to adjust. either our blocking scheme or going to have to throw some of those quick outs to try to spread the defense out. We're going to do something here.
Let's see. See how many linebackers they got up there. You know, they pretty much got 8 in the box there.
There goes that quick out, and it's Kuntz again, looking for some running room. Does a good job using his block positively, which was Wirtz on the block. He's going to be ahead for about 5 yards.
Eagles will pick up about 5 on the play.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 7 is what it should be now. And, you know, Alan, you made a great point. Alma's done it between the 20s, and Vilonia's done it from the 20 to the 50 is about where we've been offensively. Exactly. And that's where the game's been played, other than the one, you know, good field position and the one, you know, that we gave them on the fumble.
Right.
And the one drive for a touchdown. Everything else has been right here in front of us.
Right. And we just like I said, got to quit shooting ourselves in the foot.
Quick out to Kuntz again. Oh, good job. Extra effort there. He's going to be really close to the fight. It's a bad spot. That's a really bad spot, Alan. His knee did not go down there. Maybe his hand touched, but I don't like the spot.
And that's going to be a 4th down. So what's the call here? Are we going to go for it? 4th and 2?
3 minutes and 30 seconds play at half. The defense is playing well. You'd like to see it, but it looks like we're going to punt. Now, Alan, had we gotten the spot I thought we should have, we'd have been looking at less than a yard. I bet we're going to go for that.
Right. Who's back deep for us here to punt? We got Britton and Morris.
Britton and Morris, the same set, and it looks like 28 back for the Airedales. That's Cameron Owens. That's going to be Britton this time with a kind of a off the side of his foot punt, takes an Alma roll, and they're going to get it in Eagle territory, Alan.
Man, and that's uncharacteristic of him. You know, that was not a good punt. Great roll for Alma.
We are going to take it down to Drake Toll here with a Vilonia Eagle sideline report.
First and 10 at the 49.
We don't have Drake.
I don't.
Okay, sorry. We don't have Drake. I'm going to work on what's going on. So we didn't get Drake there. We'll try to get him back next on the next stoppage here. As you see, Alma coming out to run their first down play. Throws to the running back coming out of the backfield. It's a little high. He's unable to hang on to it. Incomplete pass.
Intended for 17. That's right. It'll fall incomplete.
And he was streaking down there wide open, and that was just a mis-execution there by Mr. Jensen.
Yeah, Jensen, you know, he just threw it a little behind him, a little high.
Second and 10.
That's a good draw.
Jensen has it. It's going to be a pitch to 44 coming out of the backfield there. He is making people miss. He breaks into the open field. One man to beat. Cuts inside, and he's going to be balls on the ground there. What are they going to? They're going to call him out of bounds back at the 10.
Yeah. And again, you know, we're doing what we got to do. We're in position to stop that play for a loss.
Right. Just kind of reaching and not getting a hold, not centering the back up and actually tackling him. We're kind of reaching and trying to tackle that way.
Right. We got to make that adjustment. Again, the Airedales has threatened us within the red zone earlier in the game, and the Eagles come up with a big stop. So let's see if we can do it again. And that is Milligan coming around the right side in to catch up with Jensen and yanking him down there for what looks to be like a 4-yard pickup.
At the 7.
They're only going to give him 3, Allen. They're going to spot him at the 7. Well, I don't know. Were we at the 11 to start with?
We was at the 11.
Okay, my mistake there. Trying to figure out why we couldn't get Drake in here. That right there could be one of the problems.
Jensen keeps it.
Jensen's going to be in for the touchdown. Jensen takes it, keeps off left tackle there, and there's no Eagle defender anywhere close to be able to touch him. He's in for the easy touchdown. And so we're going to try, if I can get Drake's attention, we're going to try to kick it down to him one more time. Yeah. So Okay, we're not going to be able to at the moment. We're unable to get his attention.
Kick is down.
And the extra point is
good.
good.
Extra point's good.
That's number 12, Walker. Airedale's lead 14-0 with 2:42 to go.
All right, so we're going to try Drake one more time. Alan, turn him on. And here we go.
Hey guys, down here on the sidelines, and this part of the game right here is what I'm most excited about. Here with under 3 minutes to go, we'll see the Eagles. They have inputted a fast break offense is what I like to call it. These guys will go, they'll go as fast as they can down the field. Look to see a shotgun option here. Britton back to pass. Maybe gets Kuntz, Wirtz. Try to throw something deep right here and score before going to the half. We'll see the Eagles try to throw the football, try to move the football down the field fast right here and try to score. We need a score, crack it 14-7 going into halftime. That's the best case scenario for your Eagles. Back to you guys in the booth.
Good point.
All right, that's an excellent point, Drake, and I also like to hear about the fast break offense. Alan, we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to score here. I mean, we're still in this game by all means. Now, Airedale's going to get the ball to start the second half.
They will.
But all is not lost.
No. Our defense has played well. I know you guys didn't hear it, but we talked about at the start of the game, Mr. Johnson and Jensen being their workhorses, and we're going to have to stop them to be successful tonight.
That's right. So we have Draven Smith back deep to receive. Looks like Ben Duff and also Michael Morris will be the Eagles who are deep to receive. As you see, number 12, Aiden Walker, kickoff for the Airedales. Morris is going to take it at the 4-yard line. He's running across the field, up across the 10 to the 15, cuts up field across the 20. And you know, Alan, if he don't get tugged down by his jersey there, he's got more running room. I didn't see the guy who had a hold of his jersey. I just saw him stop like I had a clothesline around his neck.
Football's a game of inches, my friend.
That's right. So what we're going to see here, Alan, as Drake talked about, we're going to see hopefully our fast break offense, and you guys at home are going to get to see this, for the first time just like we are. And I'm anxious to see it.
Yeah.
So I assume Britton's going to operate out of the gun. Okay, yeah, here we go. We're going to go spread, Alan. We're going to go 2 by 2. Duff in the backfield.
Give Alma a little bit of a dose of their own medicine here.
Oh, look at that. First thing happens, Morris is wide open out on the right side. I mean, Alan, there was no Alma defender within 10, 15 yards of it.
And you know what? That's nowhere on film.
It's not. And
they didn't prepare for none of that.
Well, and as soon as I saw the ball going out there, I looked upfield for the Alma defenders. They're all looking at each other like who's supposed to be covering him?
Yeah.
Why? What's going on here?
Mass confusion.
So the Eagles are going to operate no huddle. Kevin Sullivan flashing the signs from the sideline in this spread offense the Eagles have gone to.
Mr. 92 plays a game.
There's a flag on the play. More flags on the play. Britton's going to throw deep to a wide open. Oh, man. I tell you what.
Just over his head.
Dylan Fulmer was a wide open down the field, Alan. That could have gone for 6. The ball just overthrown. He's not a tall guy.
No.
But just overthrown. We're going to wait and see what the flags are.
And it's in the area of holding.
Well, this first flag over here came out before the ball was even snapped.
Okay. So maybe a little motion, maybe two penalties.
Yep. False start by the Eagles. That penalty is going to be declined. Holding by the Eagles. So your 2 flags on top side of the screen, Alan, definitely holding. The flag nearest us would have been false start on one of the Eagle receivers on this end. I'm assuming. I didn't really see who moved, but that flag came very early.
Yeah.
So it's going to bring up a 1st and 20 now for the Eagles.
It's going to be further than that because the flag was 5 yards deep behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, 1st and halfway to Alma for the Eagles.
Yeah, where they're going to spot the ball at the 26.
16-yard mark off against Eagle offense.
So it's going to be a 1st and 26.
1st and 26.
So Morris is going to get split out there in that right slot position.
Mr. Smith checked in the game this side slot.
Britton's going to throw deep to Wirtz, who's working for position. Alan, he had gotten rid of his defender, and he had a catch that was going to be very close to a 1st down.
And Mr. Wirtz had got the height advantage, and he just done a little swim move to break to the inside.
Yeah, the defender holding his hands up like he got, interfered with himself. He had no shot at the ball. He was still running upfield, and like you say, Wirtz just puts a good move on him to get himself open.
Yeah.
And when the defender's riding you, what else are you going to do?
Yeah. And Wirtz has probably got 6 inches on that cat.
Oh, yeah, every bit of that.
Yeah. So, and now Wirtz has got somebody else on him.
He still has height advantage on his defender now.
Right.
Britton pumps. Britton's going to run. He's got a lot of running room, Allen. He's into the open field across the 40. He's going to be up to the 43, looking to get out of bounds, and he does. He gets out of bounds, saves some clock. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left. And, Allen, that's another thing that the spread opens up for you.
That's right. That quarterback scramble, if you will.
And Britton, a quarterback operating out of this, normally this split-back veer set, he's used to running the football. So when he sees the middle of the field open up like that, it's silly not to take off.
He didn't have nothing downfield. So wise decision by Brett.
Hey, I love the fast break so far.
I do too. There ain't nothing wrong with it. We're moving the ball.
3rd and 9. And a little bit of excitement out of the crowd now.
Yeah.
You know, something new. This is what everybody wanted to see a couple of years ago. And, you know, we're getting another taste of it. So Britton's back to pass. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to throw to number 42 over there on the sidelines who makes the catch. Unfortunately, Kellett's not an offensive player nor in the game in offense. So good hands, though. So, hey, if we need another tight end, maybe Kellett's our man.
Yeah, but, you know, fast break. We got, a minute, just under 2 minutes now. And the penalty cost us. That playing behind the sticks again.
Yep.
So even from the fast break, you know, we don't need to be playing that 1st and 26.
That's right. Eagles go with the 2-punter set again. Now Britton's going to come up into an up-back position, and you see the offset punt formation, and Morris gets off a beaut. That ball's rolling down inside the 5, and the Eagle. Oh.
No, they're going to give it to us.
Yes, because it's dead where you touch it. Yes. So the Eagle defender able to touch the ball inside the 1-yard line. That's Nick Lewis again.
Oh, my goodness, Mr.
That sophomore is
Lewis.
having himself a game now.
He is doing it. Oh, imagine that.
Good grief. Guys, I'm telling you, in the first quarter that you didn't get to see, there were so many flags we couldn't count them. And, again, every time something goes on that the Eagles want to, you know, think we've got something good, okay, holding against the Airedale. So we'll take it. Back them up another 6 inches. Either way, ball's going to be down inside the 1-yard line. Amazing speed by the sophomore Lewis. And if I could see where Drake is, I'd kick it down to him. He says no. He says no.
No.
Okay. He knew I was looking for him. For some reason, he didn't want to. He wasn't ready. So
he's not ready. He's thinking about that trivia question I'm about to throw on him.
Oh, the trivia question.
I got you a DNN construction trivia question for you, and I got Mr. Tull, Charlie Roller trivia question.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm going to tell you right now, Alan, we do have commercials for both of those companies who were gracious enough to sponsor this Eagle Vision broadcast of Vilonia Eagle football. With the difficulties that we're having tonight and then hearing the same thing out of the Alma broadcast crew down the way, I am not going to chance putting anything else into the system.
I don't blame you.
We're going to run bare bones just like we are now. You're only going to hear my voice, Alan's voice, and Drake's voice. It's going to okay, so a flag apparently our spotter's telling us on the Airedale coach. Sideline warning is going to go against Alma, and so not technically a flag, not a penalty, if you will, but if you do it again, I'm going to penalize you next time. It hurts a whole lot more, maybe when you're not on the 1-inch line.
You know, this last 2 minutes of this half here, we've got to find Mr. Johnson, and
the Eagles. They're going to rule him down. You know, Al, the ball came loose. The Eagles were all over it. That's Kellett holding the ball. We thought we were going to have 6, and they say, no, he's down. Now, I don't know that he got out of the end zone. I've got a bad angle on it. But, hey, there's a lot of excitement going on in the stadium right now. The fans, the coaches, everybody's really getting into it, and hopefully we can build off of this. We make a stop here.
And you're looking at a 3rd and long here. Yeah. And what play do you call inside your own 2-yard line?
They're going to call a pass play.
Jensen back, he passes.
He's throwing it to nobody.
Right.
And he ends up on the turf as a result of it. The Eagles brought the house.
Yeah, Kellett was really putting pressure on him right there. Kellett broke free on that right side and come in and put that pressure on Jensen to hurry up, make that throw.
Defensively for your Eagles.
So it does bring up that 3rd down and long that we talked about inside your 2. And operating out of that shotgun position, you got to be really careful. You know, that's one of the weaknesses here.
Well,
just a bad snap out of the back of this end zone.
Allen, and that's why they're going 5 wide to try to decrease our pressure up the middle.
Yeah.
At this point, they're hoping that, you know, that something good happens. He's getting flushed. Come on, go get him. He's going to get a first down. There's a penalty, 2 penalties, so could be a hold out there where it is. My spotter says holding or clipping, and I would agree that those are the 2 most likely penalties in that area. Spotter Rick Bernard tonight, we appreciate him helping us out.
He hadn't had no trouble.
It is going to be a block below the knees is the call, blocking below the knees. So that is
pull it back and let's play it again.
Yeah, we're going to play 3rd down again. You know, you want to see, are they going to go 5 wide? And if so, I probably put one of those linebackers as a spy on the quarterback.
Right.
Well, okay, so help me understand why they're going to spot it at the 5.
Because it's from the spot of the foul.
Okay.
Spot foul.
Clock ticks inside.
There goes Mr. Johnson in motion. We got to keep an eye on him.
Quarterback keeps. He's looking for a place to pass. He's got a wide open man, number 17, out there. And Allen, he just kind of ran the defender out, you know, expecting something down the field, and he just cuts on a dime and runs a little comeback route. That's number 17, Felix Wright, on the catch. And, you know, Lewis had good coverage, but what do you do when you're trying to keep ground with a receiver and he turns around on you?
Yeah. You know, Mr. Lewis done what he could right there. Good play.
First and 10, ball at the 22.
Let's line it up and go again.
So Jensen back to pass. He throws it to the back out of the backfield. He's gonna have about a 6 or 7 yard gain. Todd Gibson on the tackle. Receiver was number 1, Caleb Lampro, out of the backfield there for the Airedales. Clock stops, 39.9 seconds to play until half. Airedales getting a little something going after they're in their own end zone to start the drive. Jensen back to pass, throws over the middle, and he's going to make the catch. Allen, I thought it was to nobody, and then all of a sudden, you know, and a receiver appears. That's Grayson Bailey on the catch.
And they're going to some guys that we're not expecting right here. And they're making plays.
Well, that's what happens when they go 5 wide. Allen, well, I'll catch Drake up here in a moment. You know, if the defender has his head up there, he has an opportunity to make an interception. But, again, a young sophomore making his first start.
Yeah, and he's done great things all night. He's going to continue to do great things.
He is absolutely playing well.
All there defensively for the Eagles.
And here comes – no, that's not the quarterback. That's number 11.
Yep, here's the 5 wide set by Alma again. Jensen back to pass. Ball's thrown deep over the middle, and it's out of the reach of the defender. Luckily, as looked like Zeke Bell, the receiver, had gotten a step on him and gotten to the inside just a bit.
Just a tick under 20 seconds left in the quarter. 3rd and 10 for your Airedales. So we need we need 2 more stops here to get it in. But we're going to have to come back right back at the halftime and do the same thing.
Right.
Hold them again.
But we're going to get a break, get to rest their legs just a little bit.
We are. And they're probably not going to try to be this up-tempo.
No. So the pass is out of the reach of the intended receiver again by Jensen. And, you know, Allen, I mean, they run good routes and they got plenty of receivers downfield. I just don't know how accurate Jensen is.
That's what I was about to say. His season average is under 50%. So – but, I mean, again, he is 92% of their offense, that quarterback Jensen is.
That's right.
He accounts for 871 yards of their offense, and that's 943 total yards.
So maybe they're pressing a little bit, like you said. We don't expect to see this track meet type going with a quick kick, and that ball's going nowhere.
Oh!
Lewis almost touched it. Thank goodness he did not. Ball's going to be down. Eagles are going to have 5 seconds to work. Ball's going to be at their own 25-yard line. And I hope to see the fast break again.
I would like to see. I mean, might as well. I mean, what are we going to? We're going to throw a pick?
Yeah, what's the worst thing that happened
Yeah.
in 5 seconds? Heck, let's go 5 wide and
Let's make something
see
happen
who's
here.
the fastest down the field. Okay, so a programming note. You will see some adjustments and hear some shuffling around while we adjust. I'm not going to change anything on the screen for the rest of the game. You're going to see what you see. I'm just going to – actually, we'll probably just let Drake pick up the other headset. That'll be the easiest transition here. Britton's going to throw the quick out to Wirtz. He fakes a handoff.
And
I'm not sure that went down exactly like we wanted it to.
No.
All right, so that's going to be the end of the clock. Drake, what I was telling the people at home is we're going to stay right where we're at with all the difficulties. I'm going to bring Drake in on the microphone here and go ahead and give me a check. Let's see if we got
Check
you.
1 2. Check 1 2.
Okay,
We good?
yes,
You're
we
here.
are good. You are on number 3 now, so let me adjust you down just a bit. Okay, so Drake, I'm going to kick it to you. I'm going to step away unless Alan needs to step away for a break.
I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna kick it to you guys. Drake, what I told everybody at home, we're just gonna leave this up for the halftime show. We're not gonna play with anything with the way the issues have gone, and hope to keep a stream up for anybody that's wanting to watch. So I'm gonna step away, turn it over to my man Drake for the halftime show, and hopefully we get him up on the sideline again before the game's over with. Sorry, the first time we just couldn't hear you in the system.
Right. That's just fine. I'm sorry that second time down there is a little bit of commotion on the sideline. Couldn't really get a camera angle down there. That's all me.
Understand. Okay, I'm going to step out. You guys take care of your halftime business.
What a first half, Drake.
What a first half. That's a pretty good way to put it right there, Mr. Allen. That's nothing new. I'll be honest with you. As the Airedale band takes the field, last season you look at what the Airedales were able to do. Against the Eagles. You see that
we need to see this air.
We do. Yeah, no kidding. But you see what
goodness.
we did last year against the Eagles. It was a close ball game in the first half.
It was. I mean, and we're there now. I mean, we have not got any points on the board. We've got to get out of our way. I don't have a penalty count here.
Oh, it wouldn't be very pretty. That's for sure.
Total penalties is probably going to be close to.
Alan was back around right here. There we go.
Total penalties for both teams. I'd hate to imagine because it seemed like about every other place something was going wrong, and I'm not gigging on. That's how bad things went for both sides in the first half.
Well-deserved penalties, of course. Yeah, nothing wrong with the officiating.
No. There's probably only a couple people that really know that.
Right. and those the ones wearing the zebra stripes.
Yeah, and they're not here. Right. So, nevertheless, a great play. And we, first half, their big hitters was exactly what we talked about that you guys didn't get to hear in the pregame. Mr. Jensen and Johnson.
Number 21, eating them alive out there.
It is. And let me look here. I know at one point he had 6 catches. And 6 catches, 80 yards.
That's more completions than we have right now.
Exactly. And Mr. Garrison Jensen, their quarterback, Alma's quarterback, 11 to 19 for 138 yards. He hadn't really hurt us with the legs, though. 20 yards rushing.
Right. Which is
on
not
6.
bad.
No,
there was a third down in there.
We keep that in check. So we've done what we needed to. We just got to play in front of the sticks again.
Yeah.
And we've been there defensively.
Oh, 100%. Great defensive work.
Some of their big runs by some of their running backs have been just missed tackles on our part.
Yeah.
So defensively, we're there. We've got to wrap up. I know it's the same song, different week, but we've got to wrap up when we get there. So coaches, I know they're in there tuning them up. If we do what we did last week, we're in this ball game at the end.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be fun. As long as you guys can see it.
That's for sure. It'll take a big stop. Alma gets the ball to start the half.
Right,
I'm correct.
they do.
And so it'll take a big stop there, trying to get the ball back and put the ball in the end zone. The air has worked, Alan Wade. The air has worked right now.
Did you deem it the fast break?
I deemed it the fast break in the pregame,
and it did.
Down there on the sideline, and we saw the shotgun fast break.
And what stopped it was the penalty.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That and a drop pass down here. Wirtz coming around, made a great effort at the ball.
Yeah.
Went right through his hands. One of those. If he catches that ball, it's a whole new story right there. He was trying to come down.
It is. And it brought excitement to the crowd.
Yeah.
The players seemed to really enjoy that up-tempo pace.
Oh, heck yeah.
And it was effective.
Some vintage stuff. We've seen that
Right.
before a couple years ago.
And you know what? Even when it wasn't open down down the field for Britton with his arm, he made things happen with his legs on the quarterback scramble.
Oh, 100%. He did a great job.
It's not going to take away the run game.
That's right.
It's going to make the run game more effective.
I'll be honest with you, Alan. Every week I say, Alan, if you're Coach Young, Alan, if you're Coach Stewart, Alan, if you're Coach Stout. Right now, Alan, if I'm Coach Young, let's go ahead and put myself in that situation right here. That fast break, running gun, throwing the football worked right there at the end, going from shotgun, because Alma has schemed all week for the power run.
They have.
Our backs are not quick enough. They're quick, but not quick enough against this Alma defense to get to the outside and try to run it down on those counter plays. You look at the speed option plays. We're not quick enough to do that, but when we throw the ball, they haven't schemed for that, Alan.
No. Well, too, and what they're doing out of our traditional formations, they're loading that box up. They are putting 8, 9, 10 guys in the box.
We can't run the ball.
Why are they doing that? Because that's all they've seen on film.
That's right, yeah.
And that's been our past.
Right.
So load it up and go through me now is what they're telling you. So good decision by the coaches to move to the fast break.
Of course. And you see, I'm sorry I was kind of tripping over you there, but
No.
I'm just really passionate about what we did there at the end of the half, being able to throw the football and have success with it. You see us running the football up the middle, as you said, those guys lining it up with 9 guys in the box. We can't run the ball up the middle. It's something that's just not working, maybe 2 yards, 3 yards a game. We're not getting those plays that'll win us a ball game.
It's not working out of that formation.
Right.
It's not working out of the split veer 1 by 1.
Right.
Because they've schemed for it. They've seen it. It's the same plays. We can run those same plays with a different look, spreading them out with that shotgun one-back set.
Yeah.
We can still run the 25 trap. We can still run the belly play. We can still run the dive.
Yeah.
We still got those plays. It's just a different look.
Right. And try to take their formation variation and turn around on them.
Right, and it's exactly what Alma tries to do with it. Everybody with their multiple looks, their 22 different formations.
Yeah.
It's so you don't know what's coming at them.
That's right.
So it's essentially a lot of the same plays, just a different look.
Yeah.
You know, and we said that against Pottsville. You know, they ran the dead tee, wing tee, and the wing tee with some splits, and they ran 25 trap, they ran dive, they ran off tackle, and they ran option. There was their 4 plays out of every single formation.
Yeah.
So it can be effective.
Right. And there's something a little different we're seeing from Alma this week. I actually sit at the lunch table with the man, the myth, the quarterback, Jordan Britton.
What did he have to say?
He had to say this week that at times, and I'll say this at halftime, I'm assuming no Alma fans are watching our broadcast, but he said
they could be. Hey, because what did we have last night? We had Boston.
We did at Mississippi.
So
I heard that part of the broadcast.
Alma had got their broadcast up, so they may be tuning in to us.
Yeah, they did have a couple malfunctions, but I'll say this about their defense. We expected them to have guys lined up on our guards, on our tackles, guys to never really line up on Ethan Gasaway, our center.
Right.
Therefore, Britton, knowing he had a hole up the middle, the closest man up the middle was their free safety and will be 10 yards downfield. So he said at any point in time he could just tap Gasaway, get a quick snap, quarterback sneak, try to break off 8, 9, 10 yards at any point in time.
So that's a read for him.
That's a read for him, but Alma has really tried to load up right there in the middle with Ethan Gasaway nonetheless, something new we didn't expect, but Britton's done a great job of really checking that and making sure he doesn't make any mistakes. He's played pretty clean so far.
I think he has played a great
game.
Offensively, we've played a good game. We got to get rid of them penalties.
Oh, 100%. Those mistakes.
Right. The option play's not working tonight because of the facts that you already stated. Alma's onto it.
Yeah.
They're fast. They're beating us to that edge. They're putting too much pressure on that play. Let's move away from that. Let's go to this unconventional fast break. Let's put the ball in our playmakers' hands. Britton, Duff, Morris. They've all been making plays for us this first half. Let's lean on them hard here. Big guys up front in the trenches. Go to work.
Yeah.
And create these gaps for us, and we're going to be in this game.
Oh, I tell you, Alan, 14-0 here at halftime. You look at it, doesn't feel like 14-0. It feels like 0-0 almost at this point because there's just that tension in the air of holy cow.
Because Alma's plays have only been like 2 plays that were big that got them down within striking distance.
That's right.
Otherwise, we're holding them off.
Yeah, of course. You look at the beginning of the ball game, and Of course, we've seen so many flags left and right down here, but at the very beginning of the ball game, Alma drove down. Actually, they recovered a fumble there inside.
They did.
Inside the 10-yard line.
That's what it was. Running that option play.
That's right, running that option. The ball was fumbled. Alma recovers. They're inside our 10-yard line. We stop and we get on 4th down and what, 15 from the 15?
Yes, yeah.
They miss a field goal but called back on a penalty. They score a touchdown on the next play. You take that away, it's a 7-0 ball game here. Or even the Eagles get the ball there, score. I mean, there's so many different scenarios here where the Eagles have been in this ball game and played a pretty well-schemed ball game so far.
And even their second touchdown was aided by penalties by the Eagles to allow them to continue a drive.
That's right. It was. It really was. He had 3rd down along there on that drive, and penalties bringing it back. And I'll tell you, Alan, it's 14-0. Doesn't feel like it. Say the Eagles come back, do something big, and are able to capitalize and take a victory here. I will personally be the first one to take that goalpost right there down in the north end zone.
Hey, this is my prediction for the second half. Alma's going to get a field goal to make it 17, yet
I don't like where this is going so far.
No. I give the bad, and then I like my icing on top. And then but your Eagles are going to figure some things out defensively, and we're going to clean up our offensive play, penalty-wise. And we're fixing to put 20 points on the board.
2017, is that our final score?
That's our final score.
Can we go ahead and knock on wood right here, Mr. Allen Wade?
2017. You heard it here first.
Mr. Allen Wade called it. We'd like to apologize again to those of you who were watching us. We had an interesting first quarter up here, didn't we?
It has been this internet that flies through the air. You know, when you don't have a hard connection, you do what you do.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
even Alma having problems over there.
They are. I'm trying to do stats. Corey's over here working on the computer doing what he does, and he's just to the head all the time, and I know it, but there ain't nothing I can do. I got to keep up with these stats so they can go up with huddle, and the coaches use those. So, and not like I would know what in the world was going on.
Of course, yeah. Anyway. You're not the tech genius, are you?
No, plug this in here. That's all I know. You guys plug this in here, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
And then I study game film.
Right. You do a pretty good job with that, at least.
Well, we all have our roles. And so all of us coming together doing our roles, usually we do pretty good, but we can't help the Wi-Fi.
Oh, no, we can't. No, we can't. It's been it was an interesting first quarter. I looked up here. I texted Corey. I said, Corey, everything looking good? He sent back nothing at all is working. I couldn't. I had no idea how to respond to that. I ran up here to the booth. Nothing was going on. Had the bright idea of going Facebook Live from the sideline. So if you want to go back and watch that, there's about a 15-minute spoof there in the first and second quarter where I'm live on Facebook. Actually, I was 5 feet. I had my camera in Nick Lewis's face mask when he intercepted that ball down there at the 20.
What a great catch there.
Outstanding. Did we get that on this?
That was about the time we were coming on, and that young man has had a night.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Lewis
Kuntz, too.
Yeah, Mr. Kuntz coming up with defensively making a hard stick down at the 25, forcing the fumble, then recovering it. What are we, super sophomore week here?
Super sophomore. Hey, the student section down there has chanted, he's our sophomore so many times, and I'll tell you, there's just something in the air tonight. It's a little bit of baby powder.
It is.
But the rest of it is that feeling of victory.
There's been a lot of good things that happened out of that first half.
Yeah.
To give the players, the coaches, the fans, us, all this excitement, and my 2017 prediction. I mean, that's how much good that went on in the first half that you guys missed.
Yeah.
And
they did miss a lot of that, didn't they?
They did. They did.
I'll tell you, and it's not a packed house here at Vilonia, which makes it special to me. The fact that when you don't have as many people, which tonight's one of those nights where it's the first night of fall, a lot of people that I know are out camping or on trips. I know there's a retreat in Branson this week. A lot of the school faculty, a local church is taking a retreat to Branson. So there's not a packed house here at the stadium. But then again, you've got this is something special. Mm-hmm. If these people in the stands, maybe it's not packed, but if they can witness something special tonight, that'll be outstanding to say, I was there when Vilonia upset Alma.
Yeah, which is going to lead into our question, our trivia question of the week, our Charlie Roller special.
No, what could this be?
Trivia question of the week. So when is the last time your Vilonia Eagles beat the Alma Airedales?
Alan, I don't know if you know this, but I like to call myself a Vilonia Eagle connoisseur.
You are?
Of sorts. I think when the last time we beat Alma, I was 6 years old.
Okay.
Not even old enough to go to football games and know what I was there for. I was there for the band mostly. I wanted to be in the band for the longest time.
Okay.
I love the hats, I'll tell you that much.
You like the hats?
I loved the hats. That's all I wanted was one of those hats.
I like the band, and don't get me wrong. I I like everything they do, but that hat I just don't.
The hat.
I can't. All
I wanted was a hat. But I was 6 years old, Alan, when Vilonia beat Greenwood. Then the next week they beat Alma. Then the next week, 52-14, they beat Greenbrier. And that year, 2007, it was 7. 2007, wasn't I right?
You're
there?
right. So, Mr. Charlie Roller, I'd be proud of you for knowing that. And the year, when was the next time we beat them?
2007 was the last time. Well,
was last time. So what was the previous?
2006. We beat them 2006 when
Eb
Meyer was a junior. Eric Ebmeyer over there. Him and Drew Knowles. Drew Knowles is a big part of that football squad. I tell you, Alan, that was some good Eagle squads. A little vintage. I'd like to say that little spoof for Jim Stanley. Jim Stanley beat, if I'm right, Darren McFadden, D'Angelo Williams, and Tyler Wilson, all three when he was a coach at Vilonia. So Vilonia has some big victories, getting some big cats.
Yeah, some NFL-type talent.
Oh, yeah, for real, NFL-type. Although Oak Grove, I wouldn't say that's too huge beating Oak Grove. They weren't they weren't the belle of the ball.
Well, I tell you what, you got Darren McFadden on your side, and you've got something going.
Yeah, you do. I'm sorry, we had some more technical difficulties here.
Yes. So we thought our screens all went blank, and I look over at you and a blank face, and all we had to do was just refresh the screen.
Nothing can go right tonight for our broadcast. I tell you, the football team is playing better than our broadcast tonight. That's a good thing.
They certainly are. Good for them.
Things are going well down there, but not up here. I tell you what, tonight we had some awesome T-shirts that said "Touchdown V-Town" on them.
Yeah.
One of those Corey Erie-isms.
Yeah.
And we had some sponsors on there. Alan, we had Countryside Motors tonight, Steve's Auto, Steve Good, the Justice of the Peace in District 3, who is actually over there right now. I believe he does something important on Friday nights.
You guys hear him from time to time on the broadcast.
Oh, my goodness. He's a loud guy, but that's never a problem for Mr. Steve. Reed's Incorporated with Mr. Johnny Reed over there. Bailey's Barbecue, Catfish, and more. Barrel Baptist Church, Pastors Wade Lentz. All of those people are big sponsors for the Vilonia Football Foundation, and we're featured on the back of the Football Foundation's T-shirts tonight, given away for free at the entrance of the stadium.
And I think they're all gone by now at this point.
They are all gone. I went down to get one at 6:30, and they were wiped out.
Wiped out, yeah. So a big hit. Good way to put your business out there on the street. We'll announce them throughout the broadcast again.
That's right.
And if you'd like to be a part of that, we're still looking for sponsors. Get in touch with one of your Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation Booster Club members, myself, Corey Erie, or Mr. Drake. We can certainly point you in the right direction. It is $500. 150 free shirts. There's only 6 sponsors on them. You'll get announced over the broadcast here at the stadium, and, of course, across our YouTube, where it will live forever.
Great way to promote, an outstanding way to promote.
Right.
And as he said, forever, that's right. These YouTube videos, these football games that we do, they stay on here for the rest of time, never go away. You can go back and watch these Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation's YouTube anytime you want. As I said earlier, there's a Facebook Live video on my account at Drake Toll. You can go watch the first quarter, second quarter there from a sideline view.
That's right.
I mean, which is outstanding. And then this right here, you can't get any better than our press box camera. It's been a fun night so far.
It has. And you know, go back to if you want to be notified about when the Eagle Foundation does go live, all you got to do is click that subscribe button down there, and every time we go live, it'll send you a little notice. And
That's right. That's right.
Turn us in. And
subscribe right there. Just click it, and you're good.
Yeah. So with that, 2 minutes left here in halftime. Really don't have any more commercials ready for you with our night going. I think
what's our key to the second half, though, Alan?
You know,
give me that.
We talked about that a little bit. We just clean up the penalties.
Clean it up.
Clean up the penalties. Let's stay with this fast break offense. Let's keep them off balance. And not saying that we can't run the ball out of this fast break. We can. Mr. Britton proved that.
Oh, 100%.
We can still run the up the middle, the belly, and the dive plays. Let's shock them. Let's shock the world.
Spread the ball out, see what happens, and shock the world. That's your hashtag for the second half. Hashtag shock the world. Thank you, Mr. Allen Way. This is Drake Toll, Allen Way. We'll bring Corey back in here, get our camera back towards the field, bring you to the second half. We got a minute and counting before our second half of football. Hopefully see the Eagles get a big win. Stay tuned for the post-game show, the third quarter and the fourth quarter here on the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation's Eagle Vision.
Also, thanks to those that sponsored the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation free T-shirts tonight. Thanks to Barney and his crew at Countryside Motors, Steve's Auto Center, Reed's Incorporated, Bailey's Barbecue, Catfish and More, Barrel Baptist Church, Pastor Wade Lynch. A big thanks to all of you tonight for your sponsorship and for supporting your Vilonia Eagles.
So I guess when I start counting down, you go ahead.
I'll stable at this table.
All action live next week from all.
Easy. We got into this situation.
All right, Eagle fans, we are back here with the Eagles are out to warm up. The Airedales are already on their sideline there and kind of huddled up with their coach, so they're kind of like they're ready to go. The Eagles don't look quite as ready to get out there and take the field just yet. We got Lewis on the side over here warming up. We apologize not really having the music and everything today to do these transitions nice and smooth, as the guys talked about at halftime, and I tried to tell you a little bit about earlier. Had a lot of technical difficulties going on with the internet connection here, and not that I, wish bad luck upon the opposing team, the visiting team, but the Airedale broadcast having the same issue. So kind of makes me, kind of glad to know that we weren't the only ones. It wasn't just, my lack of ability to operate the program or anything. I actually had Zena, the camera person that was helping us, and Alan verify there when we started that I for sure had the video up on the screen multiple times and just couldn't get it out to you guys.
We're just getting a blue screen.
Anyways.
Blue, green, pink. We was getting all kinds of colors.
We had some funny rainbow colors there for a moment. So that's why we're kind of just sticking with the bare bones basic now with the broadcast this week. The system and the internet here at the school today not wanting to cooperate with us or the Alma to Airedale YouTube broadcast that they do either. So bare bones, you'll hear a little extra crackling and moving around and shuffling in the background, and we're going to try to minimize that as much as possible by controlling some things on the mixer board over here. But if you hear something that you don't normally hear, it's just because we're trying to stay as static as possible with what we're doing here, not really bounce around a lot, so we can continue to bring you a clear picture on the broadcast.
Don't want to mess that internet that's coming in.
Yeah, I don't. At this point, I don't even want to touch it.
No. Don't even look at it. Who we got deep here for Alma?
Well, that's a good question. They've turned sideways, and I can't read them now.
Yeah.
17, that's going to be Felix Wright, and I believe 7 is across the way. That's Austin Fraley.
A little different kick formation here for your Eagles, too.
Eagles go with the deep kick. It's going to be Wright, takes the ball at the 15, up across the 20 to the 25, and he is smoked at the 25, Allen. I mean, absolutely cracked by Jaden Wimberly. My goodness.
He wanting to show out a little something. Flex for me, boy.
Yeah, I guarantee you it's lit in that guy's helmet right now. Wow. Felix Wright, go get you a drink, buddy.
So as we talked about, we're going to have to come out and hold this Airedale offense for my 2017 prediction. If you didn't hear it, that was my prediction here at half.
What's that?
2017.
20-17.
Yeah.
Quarterback Jensen's going to keep up the middle. He's going to be tackled by Todd Gibson ultimately after he sidesteps a couple of would-be tacklers for the Eagles. He's going to have a first down up at the at the Airedale 35. Todd Gibson's number 20. Is that what you were needing to know?
Yes.
Sorry.
I don't have names. I have numbers.
Allen's doubling as a statistician as well, and he just found out this week he was actually supposed to be uploading those stats for the team.
Well, I was told No bother. No bother because we have purchased the new Huddle Assist program.
Wow, Jensen throws over the middle. He has two kind of receivers that had an opportunity at it. It was well over both their heads, and then some Eagle defenders watch it hit the turf just out of their reach. So you like seeing the Eagle defenders behind the receivers.
That's right. And, you know, they were in position. The ball was – the quarterback just didn't put it in play for nobody.
Right. It's kind of out of everybody's reach, kind of just kind of high and long and just not where anybody can get a hold of it.
Now we got to locate Mr. Johnson right here, number 21.
Quick pass out. It's going to bounce about 4 yards in front of the receiver. He was going for the quick slant, and, I mean, it was nowhere near catchable. We talked about Mr. Jensen's low completion percentage a little earlier in the broadcast.
Right. Which is his key. I mean, him, Mr. Jensen, and Mr. Johnson there, that's their workhorses. So we need to know where they're at all times. Not that we can't give up on everybody else, but over 90% of their offense goes through those two young men.
So the Airedales go with the spread here, 4 wide and a tight end. Jensen's back to pass, looking. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to take off running now. He's got a man up around the 50 who makes the catch, and he's going to get a big gain, Allen. He's going to be down inside Eagle territory all the way down to the 33-yard line.
And I don't like the block in the back that didn't get called.
Well,
with our Eagle defender down right here, and that's who got blocked in the back.
The one who's down on the turf didn't get up. That's Milligan.
Right.
So the flags only come out when something good happens for the Eagles, it seems so far. This is an officiating crew I've seen out here several times. I recognize these guys. I mean, they're typically – you know, they don't do a bad job. It just seems flags have come at an inopportune time for the Eagles this game.
They has.
Jensen goes to the pistol formation.
This is typically a run formation.
Quarterback pulls. He's looking for a place to run around the right end, carrying it like a loaf of bread. And he's going to be submarined down by number 25. That is Tanner Thompson.
And we're lucky we didn't get a flag right there because Mr. Jensen was probably about a half a step out of bounds.
I would agree. I would agree with that.
So, you know, call's not going either way right here. So
maybe they threw so many out in the first half they decided they're going to keep them in the pockets for the second half.
They ran out of them. You know, they only got so many of them.
They ran short.
So, as I was telling Drake at halftime, you get the DNN construction.
Okay.
Trivia question tonight.
Jensen keeps straight ahead. I'm waiting to see a number there on the tackler. It's going to be Wyatt Milliken on the stop. Jensen gets about 4 yards on the run. It's 3rd down and 3 at the Eagle 27-yard line.
Yeah.
So defense looking for, you know, a chance to
2 more stops here.
Get a stop here on the opening possession by the Airedales, and we sure need it, Allen, because, I mean, we need to get a stop and go ahead and get a score on the board.
We do, in a bad way. Just keep everybody motivated here.
Jensen gives to Lampro that time. He's going to have plenty of room for the first down. He's tackled by Tanner Thompson at the 20-yard line. And Alan, that little counter play, it caught us flowing the wrong direction, and
it done what they needed it to do for the Airedales. Certainly, we see some fresh legs coming in here for the Eagles. We clicked down under 10 minutes in the 3rd quarter. So our trivia question tonight, Drake answered the first one about, you go ahead, about the first one about when was the last time that your Eagles had beat the Airedales, and that was back in 2007.
2007.
Right.
Braden Johnson on the catch there for the Airedales. He's going to have a first down inside the 10-yard line. It's going to bring up a 1st and goal from the 9 for the Airedales. So you have another trivia question for me.
We got one more for you.
And you offered, now let's, 100%.
You've not heard this. You've not heard this yet. So
I had the opportunity to.
Yeah, total surprise for you.
I told you I didn't want it. As you see Jensen give to the back. Lampro. Todd Gibson, number 20, is up for the quick stop. It's going to be a gain of about 1. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 8. Okay, so I didn't want to know the trivia question up front. So this is totally off the cuff. Lay it on me.
So the last time we won was 2007
Gotcha.
and 2006. We actually won back-to-back. And depending upon your source, there was a third one in there.
So
What is our record against the Airedales?
the Eagle record against the Airedales. Let me call this play, and I'll let you know. As Jensen's back, empty backfield, he throws in. It's going to be high again. He was looking for his man, number 21, Braden Johnson. Like you said, that's one of his main guys. So, Eagle overall record versus the Alma Airedales. I'm going to go. Obviously, I know we have 3 wins. You gave me that.
Well, that did slip out.
You did,
according to one source.
Okay, so you're telling me there may be multiple answers.
Actually, I found 3 different answers to this question.
Well, I'm going to stick with 3 wins since I know that's at least right by one of the sources.
We'll go with that.
And we're going to have an offsides on the defense there. One of our ends jumped into the neutral zone. Quarterback gracious enough to point that out for the official as if he didn't see it on his own. So I'm going to go 3 wins and 28 losses to the Airedales.
It's not that bad.
Okay. Good.
They hadn't been in our conference that long.
Oh, I forget. They keep bouncing back and forth, 6A, 5A.
That's like 31 years in our conference, and that puts me toting the rock.
Oh, I know you didn't play
I
against
never
Alma.
played the Airedales.
My bad. What is the right answer?
So the right answer is 3 and 13 according to Drake's source. My source was 2 and 9.
Huh.
And there, we found another source that stated 2 and 10.
Okay, so a little bit of confusion there. Now, the play that you all just saw there, that was a bit of a fun little play that they ran. They brought a man in motion, jet motion across the formation, faked a give to him, and then actually threw a shovel pass to, I don't know if that was a tight end coming around or if that was an up back. I was kind of trying to pay attention to your answer. So 20 for the Airedales goes in for the touchdown. That was Zach Oliver, and he is listed as a tight end. So the old tight end shovel pass, as you see, the PAT is up and good to make the score 21-0. Alan, I saw a tight end shovel go for a touchdown in the NFL over the weekend.
Did you?
Yes, and I love seeing stuff like that going to the tight end. I'll tell you a funny story.
That's not a typical play.
It's not, and here's why I love it. Back in my Pee Wee football coaching days, I used to call plays for our team. I was the OC, if you will, of the Pee Wee team.
You the man.
Yeah, I guarantee you. So sometimes I would just draw stuff up in the dirt, and it really, really frustrated Billy because he hated it. He always said I was turning the kids' minds into pretzels. Well,
I believe that was brought up in conversation last night.
It happened. So one time I told him in the huddle, because there's 2 coaches in the huddle in Pee Wee football, as you know. He's out there with me, but he pretty much let me call the plays until I couldn't come up with anything. I'd point to him and say, you call one. Well, this time we're winning the game fairly handily, and we're looking for ways to get other people involved in the game. And I tell him, hey, we're going to run the tight end around play. And he goes, are you freaking crazy? How do you run a tight end around play? I said, let me explain it to them, and we'll see if they can execute. So sure enough, I tell the tight end, I said, on the snap, you just drop off the line of scrimmage and you come around, you're going to get a handoff from the quarterback. You see a sky kick from the Airedales there. Wirtz up to cover it, and he is hit pretty well at the 20 or 35-yard line by number 19. Who was the tackler? I had Wirtz. Did you get the tackler? Okay. I thought he said 19 on the tackler. So anyways, back to my story. So I dropped the tight end off the line. He comes around almost like a jet motion, takes the handoff, runs for about 25 yards. I turn around and look at Billy, and he's just standing there shaking his head, and he goes,
no.
What sane person would ever come up with a tight end around play? I said, that's why it confused a bunch of 4th graders, too. How you like me now?
Trust my dirt drawing
skills. That's right.
Skills.
That's going to be Smith straight ahead.
Well, it looked like there was a little mix-up there on our handoff. The only thing that concerned me out of that play, I would like to see us go back to that fast tack. We can't abandon that fast tack.
No.
The fast break.
Fast break.
What, Drake coined it?
Yeah, so Smith's ahead for no gain. I thought he might have got a yard there, but The man on top of it says no. We're going to spot the ball back at the original line and go 2nd and 10 for the Eagles from their own 37-yard line.
Looking down there on the sideline, Drake's talking up one of them coaches down there.
So Britton's going to, you know, Alan, that looked like that same kind of confusion on the handoff there as Smith was the first man through, and I don't know if him and Britton couldn't decide who wanted it or who didn't want it, but either way, 44, Caleb Pike for the Airedales is up to make the stop on Britton as he ultimately has a hold of the ball. Loss of 1 is going to bring up 3rd and 11 from the Eagle. It's about the 31-yard line there.
Yep. That's the 36.
Well, that's what I said the first time. You just heard me wrong. I think your headset's a little messed up.
Oh, it takes 6s and turns them to 1s is what I guess what my headset there is doing.
Duff's going to be ahead off right guard, and he's kind of just folded in half there by the Airedale defense.
And that was the best pickup of the drive so far.
It was.
A little 3-yard gain.
So brings up another 4th down. Looks like the Eagles are going to go with the punt. Now, they went with a little bit of a different punt formation. So you see the 2 punters come out. They've done that every time. But last time, Britton motions up into one of the up back positions, and everybody goes out into a swinging gate formation just like you see now.
Right.
So there's got to be something potentially coming out of this. There's a read or something that they're looking for. Airedale receiver asked for the fair catch
at the 25.
At the 25-yard line.
Good little punt.
Nick Lewis, the speedster down there on the coverage again, he was ready to try to lay the wood if he had the opportunity.
I tell you what, we talked a lot about Nick Lewis at halftime. He had an outstanding first half. So I hope he continues that trend here in the second.
You know, he's starting
because we need him. We need him back there tonight.
Oh, definitely, absolutely. He's starting in place of the injured Mitchell, who is recovering from the concussion symptoms.
Right.
And you know, hey, Mitchell also plays some running back. The way that Lewis is playing, it looks like you might have an opportunity to get Mitchell some spell, so he's not playing as many snaps and able to have fresher legs deeper in the game. Jensen takes the shotgun snap, throws the quick out to 21. I can't think of his name. Johnson. He spins out of a tackle and moves ahead for several more yards after he breaks out of the first tackle.
Mr. Kellett on the tackle.
I think Milliken was in on that also. Yeah, Wyatt Milliken also in on that tackle.
Well, I'll give Mr. Milliken some credit for that one.
Hey, he got his picture on a T-shirt, I heard.
He does, and so he's got to be somewhat famous now.
A legend.
A legend, yeah.
Even if it's in his own mind.
That's right.
Jensen's going to fake, pitches out into the left flat. First tackle's missed. Ultimately, Clay Kellett's going to chase down the Airedale receiver. Kellett's number 22. The receiver was 8, Garrison Jensen. I should probably know that name by now.
And again, Jensen is showing us why he's leading this team. He is streaky as a quarterback, as with his accuracy, but when he's on, he's on.
Eagles take a timeout. 5:53 to go
in
the third quarter.
So that's going to be an Eagle timeout. We are going to kick it down to Drake for an Eagle sideline report.
Eagles take a timeout there, guys, and thus far you see here in the beginning of the third quarter not able to move the ball as well on offensively as we were there at the end of the first half. The Airedale scored right there, making it 21-0. They're driving right here. Eagles are in need of a big stop. I don't know if you can see me up there, guys. At least you can hear me.
Yeah,
but the Eagles are in need of a big stop right here if they're going to be able to get back in this ball game. An interception, turnover, something big here. They've cut down on the penalties, cut down on the mistakes, had the offsides down here, but try to play better football here down the stretch, try to score here soon. You want to cut this to a 14-point, a 7-point ball game here by the end of the third quarter. You're trying to chip away at this lead. We need the ball back. If Alma scores a touchdown here, that could do us in. Back to you guys.
Drake, those are all great points. We appreciate it. Sorry, we did not get the receiver turned off on the wireless mic there. And I don't know if you guys heard what we heard in our ear, but it was brutal in our ear. So if that went out over the airwaves, we apologize. But Drake makes some great points. We need something good to happen defensively here so we can try to keep this a couple of score game. As you see, the pass is just out of the hands of number 17. I think that's Felix Wright. Yes.
Yes, and that was a good-looking little play right there.
You know,
Felix got on top of Lewis there.
That's the first time I've seen Felix Wright since he got lit up on the opening kickoff of the half. He was the one that that we smoked down here on the first kickoff.
Well, you didn't get to see a lot of it, but he had some plays in the first half.
No. I'm saying he got taken out on the first kickoff of the second half. And that's the first time I've seen him on the field since. So
okay,
he's recovered from it finally. Ears quit ringing.
Yeah.
That's going to be Caleb Lampro on the carry for the Airedales, brought down by number 73, Matt Malott, for the Eagles. And, you know, Alan, that was just kind of a picking your spot, tiptoeing around, sneaking around, finding a little slippery place to run.
Yeah, and they done good. And again, we're clocking the holes. Just got to wrap up. Got to wrap up.
Seems to be a recurring theme when we talk about these ball games with the senior high Eagles.
And you know, I feel like I'm being redundant, but we're in position to make the plays a lot of times. See, right there we go.
You know, I felt like we were getting held there.
Yeah.
No call. So that's going to be Caden Bartlett, and I saw 33 in there too. Devin James.
Lead the charge for the Eagles.
And that's 4-yard loss.
4th and 8. Airedale's going to go for it. Changing the formation now. Coach is signaling a new play in.
Now, what he done last time was the quarterback punted. So.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He's not punting this time.
No.
He's back to pass, looking deep. And I don't know how he made the catch, Alan. I honestly don't know how the receiver made the catch. That's Caleb Lampro, and I thought two Eagles had a better shot at it than he did, and somehow the Airedale receiver comes down with the football.
And that was just a great play. We're in coverage there.
You can't fault any Eagles because the corner was step for step. He jumps and tries to get a fingertip on it. Right. Safety was coming over, and somehow Lampro comes down with the ball, and that's just kind of how the game's gone for the Eagles today.
Yeah. We've been there to make them, and I'm drawing a blank.
Hey, I'm right there with you. That's why I'm hoping you'll talk so I don't have to.
Good
play. Good play by the Eagle defense there. That's Wyatt Milliken in on the tackle of Lampro, who just had the big catch, and then he takes the handoff out of the pistol formation.
That'll teach you to jump up and point first down in my house. We're going to protect this nest.
2nd and 12 for the Airedales now, down at the Eagles' 17-yard line. Airedale's trying to get the right personnel in the game. They're running them in, running them out, running them in, running them out. I think they've got everybody in. Play clock down to 5.
I feel like this is a Mr. Johnson play.
And there he is. Guess what? It's going to be 6 for Johnson. Nobody out there to cover him. Actually, there was one man, but he got blocked. Zeke Bell got blocked out of the play. It was a good block. And then Johnson just
made it happen.
He just runs into the end zone. There's nobody else there. So Airedales go up 27-0 with the PAT to come.
Yeah, so I guess my prediction is out of the water at this point.
Yeah, I didn't hear what it was, but if it involved the Eagles scoring, it ain't good at the moment.
Well, it did involve that, but it also included the Airedales only putting up 3 points here.
In the half?
In the half.
Oh. Well, they've already put up 14, and we still have 3 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Yeah. So don't hire me as a fortune teller. That's what that ought to tell you.
So you're saying I should not get my advice for betting lines from you?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm not a bettor, so it's not going to happen anyways, but you're certainly the last person. If my life depends on betting on a football game, I'm not calling you for advice, buddy. Sorry.
No. Coach Stewart down there trying to get them huddled up. Come on, let's turn this sucker around.
Let's see, where are those T-shirt sponsors? Let me mention them while we got a break in the action here. So I think they talked about it a little bit at halftime, but the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation gives away 150 T-shirts at each and every home game. They do sell sponsorships as a fundraiser on each of these T-shirts. Every game is a different set of sponsors. You can buy every game if you want.
Right.
Sponsorships are $500 per game. 6 sponsors per T-shirt. The PA announcer here in the stadium announces your names multiple times, and we also try to do it over the broadcast. Now, we haven't done it as well tonight as we usually do. See Morris with the ball back at the 4. He's looking for some running room. gets upfield, and he's going to be tackled at the 20-yard line. So normally we announce them more often. First time I've done it tonight, I apologize. I'll try to get them in another time or two before
we've had some technical difficulties.
Yes, we have. Game is over with. Countryside Motors, a sponsor this evening. Steve's Auto Center, Steve Good, JP District 3, Reed's Incorporated, Bailey's Barbecue, Catfish and More, and Barrel Baptist Church. So those are the shirt sponsors tonight for the Football Foundation T-shirts that they give away at the home games. If you're interested in sponsoring a T-shirt personally, as you see Steve Good there, and we had one of the state representatives sponsor last week, or with a business, contact me, Alan, Drake, the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation YouTube page, or the Football Foundation website. Morris breaks free on a big run there. He's going to be down to the 46-yard line. And, Alan, that's a 25-yard run.
Never say die mentality.
That's right.
Good job, Mr. Morris. Get them pumped up. Let's get them going.
That's right. So, like I said, contact any of those names that I just gave you, or if you know Mr. Jason Broach, Mr. Sean Barber, or Reed. Help me with his name.
Johnny Reed.
Johnny Reed. I'm sorry, his name escaped me. You can contact any of those guys to get a sponsorship on the T-shirts. Britton tries to run the option here, and he's hit in the backfield before he can really even carry out his fake on the first back through.
And what made that previous play so successful is that the Airedales dropped down their safety to that end. We ran right behind where they dropped down. They're reading something in our offense to make them know which side this ball is going to.
Yeah, you know, that's right. Earlier I heard one of the coaches say that maybe they know our signals because they're right where we go every single time.
Yeah, and you've seen 44 drop down there.
Oh, and Duff, good job to handle the pitch. And he makes a pretty good gain, about a 6 or 7 yard gain on the option play there. And he wasn't quite as deep as you typically see our pitch man, and the pitch was kind of out in front of him. He one-handed caught it. That was the impressive part.
Yes.
So good job by Duff to corral the pitch.
Good set of hands.
Yeah.
Maybe that ought to tell you we ought to split him out a little bit. I'd like to see a little bit of this fast break.
Hey, give it to me.
Let's go. Put him out in the slot, and let's let him see him running down the seam.
He ain't a tall guy, but he looks like he has hands, and we know he has speed.
Oh, there's motion there on us.
Alan, I hate to laugh, but I'm pretty sure the center fall started there. How does that even happen?
I don't know.
I'm not laughing. I mean, wow. It's just not something you typically see.
No, that's not an everyday play.
I mean, his body was moving, and then he tried to snap the ball after he started like, hey, I'm going to try to fake everybody out here like this is kosher. Good job to try to hide it, but false start either way.
Yeah, he had him a guy in the backfield that was moving as well.
Okay. It was just an odd look.
Yeah, he faked out his own team.
I saw the center move first, and I just kind of struck me as funny.
Yeah. This is, you know, we're laughing, but this don't go into our favor here. Playing behind the chains again. Coach Sullivan calling a quick timeout as there seems to be some confusion as to what we're going to run here with 1:14 left
right,
here in
so
this quarter.
As the Eagles take a timeout here, I'm looking for Drake. Where is Drake? It's kind of like a game of Where's Waldo.
He's probably down there in the huddle. Did you look in the huddle?
I mean, what we need to do is look for that pretty hair, and that's typically how you spot him.
He likes that hair now.
He does. If he was here, he would tell us where he gets his hair done.
Yeah, and how pretty it is.
Well, I don't know where the heck he is. He has gone AWOL.
He may be in the student section.
Huh. Okay. Well, Drake has disappeared and burnt his opportunity to get a little camera time.
Yeah.
We'll find him. We'll get him back on here in a minute. So you get to listen to me ramble on for some more during the timeout.
Searching for something to talk about.
That's right. So Eagles finish up with their timeout and hope it was an eventful one. Hope they got something figured out to convert or at least get us close enough to want to go for a fourth down conversion here.
And at this point in the game, you know, I'm going for it here. If I get close enough.
I think you have to.
Yeah. And
Britton's kind of rushed. He tries to throw to Kuntz. I assume he's hit as he throws because he's a little gimped there. Pass was intended for Kuntz, It was well short of him, and it was thrown before he was even out of his break.
Right.
But
and with that result, I don't go 4th and 9 from this spot.
Well, there he is now.
I
see him now.
Yeah. I wanted to pick up some yards there. You know, pick up 4 or 5 yards, half of it,
right,
and then go for it. Not on an incompletion like that. Let's get to the sideline and get things straightened out.
That's right. You see Britton with the punt there. Johnson's going to take it at the 20. First man actually is Nick Lewis, and he takes him down. We're going to take it down to Drake for an Eagle sideline report here.
Hey guys, I'm down here with the Vilonia Eagle Jordan squad. It's wide out night. Had some baby powder over here. Guys, make some noise. Hey guys, they're loud and proud down here. The biggest and the best. The Eagles take over on defense right here. Let's see what they can do. Awesome atmosphere here at Philip D. Weaver.
All right, Drake, I appreciate that. And we had a little bit of an issue getting you in the spot. You're kind of roaming around. You lost us all there for a little while. We finally found you and got you in the shot there at the end. But pretty cool to see the student section, also known as the Jort Squad, having a good time here, even though maybe the team's not doing as well as they'd like to at the moment. So, Alan, that really needs to be a flag instead of just a whistle blown right there, because the Alma Airedale receiver comes back to one of our defenders, chest bumps him on purpose, and then starts mouthing, and no flag.
And none, and they're just going to talk to him, tell him quit it. And the Alma Airedale just walks away before the official gets done.
Totally unacceptable and totally tasteless, in my opinion. You know, I watched the entire thing go down, and it was all initiated by the Airedale receiver, number 9 there. Jensen's back to pass, throws over the middle. It's complete to
Mr. Johnson.
21, Johnson. He's tackled immediately by, you know, my eyes did not deceive me. Tyson Wirtz in at the safety position.
There you go.
So
he was grabbing for paper and searching. What did I just see? But you've seen it right.
I thought I saw it right.
Mr. Wirtz is laying the wood.
He did lay the wood. It was a good hit.
It was. It was just 11 yards down the field.
Well, he's not a defensive back by trade. He's a receiver. Incomplete pass by Jensen.
And we'll take it. Well, we got to take every crumb we get at this point.
Every little victory we can.
And I apologize for my cough. I've been trying to get over a cold these past 3 days. I've been at the firehouse, and dude's making me sick.
That's all right. I think I'll maybe if I kick you in the knee enough times, it'll make you start thinking about that, and you won't think about coughing anymore.
Yeah, well, just come a little closer, and I'll give you a little bit.
I've already had some of that last week myself. I don't want any more. There's that shovel pass to the tight end again.
Tight end shovel pass that we drew up in the dirt.
It's number 14, Landon Blair. Look at this. He doesn't even have a position listed on the roster.
Wow.
So tackle is made by Clay Kellett.
James and Milliken are your tackles.
Where are they spotting that at? The 37? 6-yard gain.
That looks like the 41 to me, Alan.
That is.
But I think my headset did the same thing as yours did a moment ago, because I know you said 41, but for some reason I heard 37 in my headset. We're going to kick it down to Drake for a Eagle Vision sideline report. Okay, Drake's having some difficulty.
There we go.
We got you now, Drake.
A little bit of a game of Where's Waldo down here. Never know where I'll be around Philip D. Weaver Stadium. It's been an interesting night of ball here. 14-0 there in the third quarter. But nonetheless, these guys have not given up yet. Quarterback Jordan Britton going both ways and punting the ball. He is an iron man. He's a little worn out, but you know what? He'll go strong here in the second half. These guys need to rally right here, score a couple more times, see if they can at least finish with some heart. They're not completely out of this ball game yet. Keep some optimism here. A little bit of Rick Schaefer, guys. What are the keys to coming back and trying to at least storm back and look good at the end of this ball game? You tell me, what are the keys, guys?
Well, Drake, I'm going to tell you right now, first thing, we're going to need to get a stop here defensively, and then I really think we need to go back and look at a little more of that fast break offense and see what we can get going there. See Jensen Keeps over right tackle, and he's got all kinds of running room, Alan.
And there's a late flag.
I do like seeing the flag. Maybe that's going to back them up. If it's a hold where the flag is, it's definitely not going to be a first down. Alan, I'm going to step away from the mic for one moment.
Okay, go ahead. I'm still trying to collect my thoughts here on what in the world just went down. So, waiting to see what the officials got to say, but, you know, certainly our first key is going to be stopping this Airedale offense. As you do see a hold by the Airedales, which is going to negate that big run there by Jensen. So, it's going to put them back to where I said the 36-yard line, and it's going to bring up a third down. We're going to repeat that. So they'll have third down from the 36 and a long 7 to go.
All right, Alan, I'm back. I was trying to get a couple of things straight there programming-wise, answer a couple of questions for some folks here in the booth. Jensen's back to pass after the penalty, and he's got a man wide open again on that little comeback route. I mean,
guess who?
It's Johnson every time. And Alan, Zeke Bell had good coverage on that. Again, it's kind of like what we talked about with Lewis on the big first down catch when the Airedales were backed up in their own end zone. A cornerback has really good coverage step for step, and then the receiver's just breaking off the route and doing a little comeback, and they're wide open. And I mean,
and that's tough for anybody to cover.
It is, especially in a one-on-one set. So, you know.
And he has zero underneath help. It's him all over the top. We certainly don't want the big bomb.
So clock is running here with 11 minutes to play in the game.
And that's – no, they had a receiver in the area. I was going to say that was going to be intentional grounding.
Which receiver was in the area?
Number 14, your tight end.
Okay, but the ball didn't come anywhere close to passing the line of scrimmage.
So,
does that come into play or not?
I think it did come close to passing the line of scrimmage.
Well, now here's the way I saw it.
Okay.
Line of scrimmage is at the 52. The ball hit the ground about the 50 or the 51.
Okay. Well, and that's where I had it spotted, so I just misjudging the – it's not the 52, that's the 48.
Well, again, that's what I said the first time.
Yeah.
Your headset failed you again. You see Jensen with a shovel out to Lampro there. Lampro's going to be up for a good game. Hey, just add to the things that haven't gone very well tonight. My brain is one of them.
So did I win my argument?
Which part's that?
That was not intentional grounding.
No, because I still think the ball
because we don't have a 48 or 52.
Well, you're right about that. I guess by default you're going to win.
Okay, that's what I want to go with. Who made that tackle?
You know, Gardner.
Mr. Gardner made that tackle.
I'll give you his number in just a moment. Well, I thought I would. 54. Jensen's going to throw over the middle, wide open, number 14. Big gain, and Allen, we're going to have to do something or he's going to get 6 more. And he does.
And he does.
No, they're going to call him out of bounds just short.
Nevertheless, what a great effort on that gentleman's
And you know,
part.
He's a big fella.
He is.
I know Lewis had a hold of him there at the end, and I think it's also going to be, it's not Bell. He's across over here. I can't really see the number. Number 8? Who's number 8? Kyle Vines.
There we go.
You know, this is messing me up so bad. They're running so many kids out there that don't normally play defense. I can't even get my mind straight because, you know, Vines started at quarterback a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, well, you know, I was talking with his dad the other day down on the sideline in the 7th grade game, and he had stated that, you know, he could see some time this week back in the cornerback slot. So there you go.
I think he actually lined up at safety on that last play. You see the Airedales go in for another touchdown, brings the score 34-0. And, Allen, if they make this PAT, I believe we're going to be in mercy rule, aren't we?
Yes, so the clock will continuously run.
Assuming that they make this PAT, we will see mercy rule for the final 9 minutes and 51 seconds of the game.
Or until we score. Or is it?
I think once the mercy rule's in, it stays in. And the point after is good. So the clock is dead, so it's not going to start until the ball is kicked. And then if
so the only way we can stop it.
Timeouts.
Timeouts.
Yep. So I could be wrong. I have been once, at least once, other time tonight.
You don't want to know last time I was wrong?
Well, I think you're probably going to tell me anyways.
1994.
94. Do you remember why?
I can't ever discuss that.
Okay.
I just remember the year.
I understand.
That's never been said. Usually I get hit with a book before I can ever explain why.
Okay. Now I'm getting the rest of the story. Do I need to call Gayla Wade and get her? I mean, I could probably patch my phone into the system sometime.
The spotter's telling us mercy rules going into effect.
He didn't. He doesn't have the.
He don't have the ears.
He don't have the luxury of hearing our conversation. But appreciate the info. So we are going to be mercy rule for the rest of the game. Clock will roll on the kick and it won't stop again.
Yeah, I tell that story. Gayla usually hits me and says, "Yeah, all right." That's what I get.
Well, you know, I was looking for our sideline man again, and again, I can't tell you where he is.
He might be talking to his girlfriend. You better leave him alone.
Okay.
Trying to put the sucker on TV, and he's down there trying to talk to his girlfriend.
We'll put her on TV if it'll
Yeah.
get us off of the hair for just a moment.
Yeah.
That ball's going to be kicked way deep. Duff's going to take it at the 3-yard line. He's up across the 15. Cuts back to the 17 where he's going to be tackled by number 37 for the Airedales.
You know, at this juncture in the game, I mean, obviously, 35-point deficit, 9:43 left in the ball game. We're not winning this.
No.
But we need to finish strong. We need to finish strong here to propel us into next week and to have a good week of practice because
Right.
each week's a new opportunity.
Alan, I'm just gonna speak completely honestly right here for a moment, and it's the time to see something different offensively here. The veer has not worked at all tonight against the Airedale defense. You know, why not try to do something different here? We're going to be flagged for an illegal substitution as we had a man running on the field about the time the ball was snapped. But, you know, what I was stating is the veer has its place in football. And
it certainly does.
We have been successful running the veer from time to time. But you're down 35 points here with 9 minutes and 18 seconds to go. I don't know what our total yardage is, but it
wasn't good at halftime.
It's not great. We saw the fast track or the track meet or whatever Drake called it earlier. Why don't we see a little bit more of that? I know it's not what we do, it's not what defines us, but why not put something a positive stamp on the game and just maybe get a little momentum going in to carry to next week?
You know, the only way I can logically say why not, again, it's, of course, we put it on film at this point.
It's there.
But
that's a substitution infraction against your Eagles. Too many men on
not going in depth, putting multiple things on film, but we got to do something to get 8-9 guys out of the box.
Right. And that's what we see repeatedly, week after week after week. It may not start that way, and we'll sprinkle in the little quick out passes and slants and whatnot and kind of open that box up a little bit. But then the next thing you know, we go back to running the same plays over and over, and there's 8 guys in the box, just like there are right now.
Yeah, well, there's 9 in there. So, and how do you pick your way and run through that? I mean, we don't have 9 guys to block.
No, we don't.
So we're outnumbered anyway, right there. I'm fine staying in this formation. Let's move the ball to the edge.
Right. Somehow, some way, you've got to force the other team, you know, to get where you can get the numbers advantage.
Right.
That's going to be Duff over left tackle, and I mean, right there it is, Alan.
Yeah.
You got 5-6 Airedale tacklers on the tackle after a gain of 1 or 2 yards.
Yep.
There's no way there should be that many tacklers in the area, you know, that quickly. In high school football. I mean, we're not playing the Alabama Crimson Tide here.
Where are they spotting the ball at here? I've still not seen it.
I don't see a spot either.
Yeah, officials gathered up discussing something here. Oh, there's a flag on the far sideline. That's what it is.
Okay. Well, we'll wait to see what the call is.
So,
sideline warning against Alma.
That's
so that's
number 2.
That's the second one. So that's actually a penalty. It's
right.
a 10-yard penalty.
Penalty this time, not just a warning.
That's going to put the ball up at the 21.
Still second down and 6.
So, here we go. Repeat second down. And they're evidently not hearing the whistle down there on the play. As Eagles still down on the ground, that's Britton on the carry there. And he is sure taking some hits tonight. So, see where they spot him at. They're going to spot him at the 25. So they did give him forward progress.
Third down and 3.
So clock down to 7:19, 7:18 is where we're rolling. Evidently, we're not getting any more sideline reports.
No, sideline reports out for the remainder of the game, and I was discussing with Drake there the procedures for the post-game show, and I'll talk to you about that here in just a minute after I talk about our T-shirt sponsors. As I said before, the Football Foundation sponsors 150 T-shirts to be given away, starting with the pregame tailgate every home game for the Vilonia Eagles. We take 6 sponsors per T-shirt. It's $500 for a sponsorship, and we announce the sponsors over the broadcast, the live broadcast here on YouTube. The stadium announcer, Mr. Good, announces them over the PA system several times, and you're on the T-shirt forever that gets worn around town. Me or my kids always try to get one. So,
that's right.
Anyways, sponsors for this week are Countryside Motors, Steve's Auto Center, Steve Good, JP District 3, Reed's Incorporated, Bailey's Barbecue and Catfish, and more, and also Barrel Baptist Church. So if you're interested in sponsoring a T-shirt, either personally, we've had families put their names on the back of shirts, or you have a business, contact myself, Alan, Drake, contact Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation Facebook page. The Football Foundation also has a website with some contact information, or if you know Mr. Sean Barber or Mr. Jason Broach, you can also get with them for a sponsorship opportunity for home T-shirt giveaways.
That was a mouthful, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I was watching a play happen there while I was talking about all that. That was a good punt.
You know, it wouldn't be any fun if I couldn't give you a little bit of a hard time about it. I get my tongue tied up all the time.
The way the night's going, we need a little levity, both in the booth and on the field. You know, sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying.
We hadn't talked about much tonight about DNN Construction and Charlie Roller Foundation, who so graciously gave to the foundation that actually helped us get all this equipment. Great equipment. I think it's operator error or the Wi-Fi coming in is actually the trouble, the Wi-Fi coming in.
That was the trouble tonight, ultimately.
Without those two guys there, or those two businesses or foundations, you know, we couldn't be doing what we're doing.
And Alan, that play right there is –
it says it all for the night.
That's the definition of what's happened. Kellett has the back tackled in the backfield. I mean, has him almost down. Somehow he breaks free, carries another tackler like he's on water skis there for a moment, and breaks out of that one. And, I mean, he has a first down. He should have been tackled for a loss, ends up with a first down, and not because we didn't have hands on him, because we did multiple times.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. We got to wrap up and lay the wood.
And, Alan, you got to wonder at what point, you know, do the guys start to just get their dauber down, so to speak?
Yeah.
And, I mean, you know how that goes. When you don't believe you can do it, you're definitely not going to do it.
Yeah, you got to be the first one to believe. No matter what the obstacle is in life, if you're not the first one to believe it, and you're trying to perform it, then most likely you're not going to succeed.
You're whispering to me again.
Oh,
you're going to talk into that thing. I know you're doing two things at one time, but the people at home cannot hear you.
They can't read my mind?
No, I can hear you because you're in my ear, but they can't hear you very well. So, yeah, I mean, we need something good to happen here at the end of this game, and just, you know, something to give us a little bit of confidence going into another hard week of practice, another week of preparation as we travel down to Maumelle next week.
And it's not, the road don't get any easier for us as we proceed through the season.
No, I mean, as far as teams go, you're not going to see much different in the way of formations. Maumelle's going to spread you out.
Yep.
They're predominantly going to run the ball. but they're going to be a ton more athletic than we've seen this Airedale team. And not to take anything away from them, just Maumelle is always super athletic. And that's a good play right there as the quarterback attempts to keep. It's a new quarterback on. I'll get his name in a moment. Kellett's there on the tackle, but also I believe Wyatt Milliken there to make the stop.
And Mr.
No, that wasn't Milliken either. That was Devin James, 33. I apologize for that. New quarterback is Christian Snipes for the Airedales. Connor Knowles into the game there at a cornerback position.
Mr. Kellett's having a pretty good night defensively, 10 tackles.
You know, Mr. Kellett usually does a pretty good job.
He's got what we call a nose for the ball.
That's right. So, Alan, I've already talked to Drake about, and we're going to have an interception by Nick Lewis, and he is fast. If he can ever get free, this might be what we're needing to happen, and steps out of bounds at the 49-yard line, I think is where they're going to put the ball down.
And he caught it somewhere around the 40, so a good 11-yard gain.
Right. And, hey, maybe that's the spark we need.
That's the spark we need, yes.
Let's go down and put some points on the board and get that round number off there. I'm not a big fan of round numbers on the scoreboard.
You know where it would have been a good trip, as it turns out. When was the last time Vilonia got blanked?
Do you know the answer?
No, I don't know the answer.
Well, keep that one in your hip pocket in case we need something to talk about next week. Eagles back to the veer, and Britton's just going to keep straight ahead. And, you know, Alan, that may be the most effective running play is just the quarterback straight ahead.
That was a read that we talked about at halftime that Britton has. If he sees A, B, and C, Coach gave him free range to tap center there and to move the ball straight ahead. So he must have got what he was looking for.
I like it. Duff's going to have it this time off right guard. He's going to have very close to first down yardage, and I'm almost hoping that he doesn't because, you know, there's one set of folks here in the stadium I haven't talked about just yet.
We have not, and it's close.
Oh, they're going to give him the first down. I'll go ahead and mention them anyways. The hardest working chain gang in the state of Arkansas working across there. That would be Mr. Toby Loader, Mr. Billy Sal, Mr. Chris Lee, and also Mr. Chad Moran. A little bit of a strange handoff there.
That was Mr. Britt didn't know if he wanted to give it up or.
I don't think Britton knew if he had it or not after a moment there.
And look who's on up. No, that's Mr. Duff. I thought that was Nick Lewis out there as a running back. So that was Smith on the carry.
Pick up about a yard, 2nd and 9.
Devin Smith. Hard running sophomore. Glad to see another sophomore getting some action here tonight. Had several sophomores out on the field in various positions.
I phrased them the super sophomores. They have played a big part in tonight's game. You know, that's 2 interceptions tonight with Lewis.
Duff gets the pitch. He's going to make the first man miss in the backfield, but Allen, there's another one.
Yeah, they're too quick. I mean, they're quick to the edge.
He'll get back to the line.
So they're piling them up in the box, making their reads, and they're to the edge lickety split. Just matriculating the ball down the field.
Third down and I mean, we'll call it 10. I think they say 9 on the board here. Clock's under a minute to play in the game. Man, I'd sure like to see us take a shot at the end zone somehow, some way. There's another bad pitch on an option, and Airedales are going to put more points on the board.
Yep. Option play just is not working. The Airedales are reading it. Way
now,
and
I see the frustration on some of the Eagle players ripping helmets off, and I mean, how do you not show a little bit of bad body language after that? I mean, you're absolutely getting destroyed in a football game, and then that happens.
Yeah. So they picked that up right about the 36, right?
That's going to be
46.
The 46 is where the ball was picked up. 46-yard return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Point after is also good. Brings the score 42-0. Airedales lead the Eagles. Clock is stopped on the
extra point.
extra point play. So Eagles are going to have 12.7 seconds here. Probably going to run one more offensive play after the kickoff and return. And what do you think? I mean, you just take a knee, or do you take a shot?
There's time on the clock. I mean, you take a knee here, you saying die.
Alan, this is exactly what I was worried about. As I see a couple of Eagles players down on the sideline, not really getting into it, but a lineman there going up to one of the skill position players, trying to talk to him about, hey, keep your head in the game. Let's play this out to the end. And he was having none of it. A little shoving going on there, and I mean that's what you don't want to see. As a coach, you've got to maintain control of your team, regardless of what the scoreboard says.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we got next week to go to. Because in the morning, and 12.7 seconds, this is done and this is over with, and there's nothing we do about it. Learn lessons and let's go.
That's right. Earlier you were talking about our sponsors. I normally have commercials to run for those guys. Unfortunately, we weren't able to run those tonight due to slow internet connection, so we'll have those back up next week for the broadcast at Maumelle. We've broadcasted junior high games from there, and we know the connections are good down there, so we shouldn't have any issues next week. Ball's going to go into the end zone for a touchback, so the clock doesn't even start. Eagles are going to get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20. And Alan,
we can get realistically two plays, maybe three if we hit something on the sideline here.
Right.
So that's my mentality, is not say die. I don't care who's in the ball game, who's hurt, who's doing what. Don't quit. I'm behind them, and the clock's running now, so.
I don't even know if we're going to get it off.
Yeah.
We do get the play off. Britton's going to take another hit. Pass is complete out to the right side to 22. That is Lewis. What's his name? I can't think of his first name. I'm sorry. Luke Berry, not Lewis. Luke Berry on the reception. So Berry makes the catch. Pushed out of bounds. That's going to end the game, Alan. The Eagles are going to take a knot on the noggin, if you will, 42-0 here, and absolutely going to have to do some regrouping.
Yeah, nothing just went right tonight, and there's days like that happens. Mama said, Mama said there'd be days like this, so
right.
They're our boys. We love them. They're Eagles. So at the end of the day, we're going to get our Heinies back in the seats and cheer them on for next week. So
right, absolutely. So
just hope that lessons are learned this week and we're moving forward. So
I'm handing Drake his mic there. Which set are you on? I may need to turn you up. You're on 3. Okay, you're good. Go ahead, Drake. Bringing Drake in here. We are going to call a player of the game to the press box, because Drake and I, that was one thing we were talking about a moment ago. We felt like there was definitely a player who went out 100%. There and gave a maximum effort. And Alan's pointing at the name on the paper before we even say it. So I mean, if you think of one player who went out there and exemplified Eagle football in his very first start ever on a varsity game, Mr. Nick Lewis.
100%.
So we're gonna try to get Nick up here to talk to him momentarily. I am actually going to step away from the microphone, let Drake give you some of his thoughts, and I'm gonna head down to the field and see if I can grab Nick.
Oh, a little dancing going on here as we're getting the guys getting huddled up. It's good to see the two teams kind of come together right there and not really have words, but don't know actually what's going on. They are gathering on our Eagle and playing their alma mater, but you do see head tapping and handshaking going on. So certainly no fighting going on there.
Nothing dirty, but we saw Baker Mayfield, the quarterback for the Oklahoma Sooners last week, take their Oklahoma Sooner flag and throw it down in the middle of the 50 at the Ohio State.
They did.
Doesn't look like there's anything nothing quite like that going on in the middle of our field.
No, you ain't going to drive nothing through our turf. Sure.
Yeah, but it was you look at the ball game tonight as those guys over there are getting everything settled out. We'll go ahead and change out our scoreboard here. It was a – I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you, Alan, that first half, you were down 14-0 going into halftime. One of those deals where it wasn't necessarily a rough ball game at that point. One of those deals where a lot of penalties that set us back. And going into the second half, there was a lot of, I guess, new school word, hype. A lot of hype into the second half. Guys thinking, you know what, hey, we're still in this ball game. We've got a chance. We are always close against Alma. We played them close in the first half in recent memory. When Chase Marshall was a senior, that was the last time we played Alma in conference before last season. We were down 7-0 at halftime and ended up losing the ball game as we did tonight, 42-0. So it's one of those deals we play them well in the first half. Consistently we have, but tonight just didn't finish out well in the second half.
We didn't, giving up 28 points in the second half. So never trust my prediction again.
Oh yeah, I told you knock on wood, it didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't. But you're right. It just didn't go our way in the second half. And I mean, what else? I mean, there's not much to few bright spots. Nick Lewis had a great interception there
Nick
at the
Lewis.
end. And, you know, like I just said, Mama said there'd be days like this. So,
that's right.
You know, what you want to see of our Eagles is that some lessons were learned out of this loss. And the road don't get easier by no means. And get better next week.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only good that can come out of this right here.
Yeah.
Because we got beat down tonight.
We did. It was one of those that I guess the only positive takes you can bring out of this. I say the only. There are many. There are things we can look at this and say, hey, you know, we did some things well. But look at the way Nick Lewis played. Sophomore first start tonight, did a great job.
And also
sophomore week and no injuries tonight as well. We stayed healthy. That was a big deal.
And injuries basically, I guess, is why we got some of these super sophomores in there that's doing what they're doing, and they stepped up. They done what they needed to do.
Yeah, they did.
Coach forced fumble and recovery in the first half there. We right there in it.
Threw the ball well in the second half too, didn't we? Or in the first there at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and got to see a different formation there in the first half, as you coined it, the fast break. So, you know, we did see some good things. The result not what we wanted.
Right.
And there's really not a whole lot of way to sugarcoat a lot of that. So,
yeah.
You got some scoring updates from our foes around our conference here?
I'm seeing if we can get a Fearless Friday scoreboard up here. Not seeing if I can get it's not giving me a 5A option that I see.
They're not.
No, and I'm not sure we have
I
a
don't
computer.
know that we want to touch that.
No, I wouldn't touch the computer as of right now. It's been it's been a rough night as far as that technical difficulties go.
And Vilonia having a long meeting right here. I don't know that we're going to get Mr. Lewis up here, but nevertheless, this is the time you either grow together, as a team, or you absolutely fall apart.
That's right.
And that's the two things that can happen. So certainly you want to make you know. From our viewpoint, we want to grow together out of that. And just stay tuned to find out what happens.
Take some positives out of this one. We do have our scoreboard from around the conference. The battle for the bottom of the West is what I'm calling this one. Farmington versus Clarksville. Farmington tonight defeats Clarksville at home 54-41. Farmington was picked by 3, won by 13. Look at another game around. And, oh, my goodness, Greenbrier has had their struggles this season.
Yeah.
Yes, they have. We know that. Losing Jeremy Kendall last week to a broken collarbone. He'll be out for until, I guess, the Vilonia game. He should be back. But they are currently down to a very depleted and a team with not a very well-coached team. We'll put it like that. In Maumelle, they've had a lot of problems with their coaching staff here recently. A lot of questions there. Maumelle actually leads that ball game 21-18 in the fourth quarter. Don't know how much time's left in that one. But yeah, it's a tight game there with Maumelle leading. Greenbrier was up 18-7. Maumelle storms back, scores a couple more. You see no scoring to Queen Hope. And Harrison, 35, Morrilton, 34 in the fourth quarter. That's the one you want to be at tonight, up there in Harrison.
That might be a game. You might want to tune into Google Vision or whatever.
Google Vision.
Goblin Vision.
Yeah, they do. They do have a pretty good program over there with their Goblin Vision. Look at Little Rock Christian. They're not in our conference, of course. They will be playing a team that will play next year. That's BB. They're currently tied up 21-21. BB wins that game. That's a big upset because Little Rock Christian is very salty this season, and BB's not. Looking other games around the 5A West, as I said, Harrison holds a 1-point lead over Little Rock Christian. Of course, the Vilonia game has gone final against Alma. And then I think that's all we have for the 5A West.
There's 4 games. That's 8 teams.
Just 4 games, but it's, not used to the 8 games we had last week with the non-conference play. But
Right.
open up conference, we see, as we said, we'll see who's who. And in those finals of tonight's ball games, Harrison, Morrilton, which one of those teams will really shine this season? Morrilton's a good squad, could win the West this year, should win the West this year. And then we saw Alma tonight was dominating.
They were, we helped them.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you say that and we get beat 42-0, but that was not the true picture of the game.
No.
It just wasn't. I know that's what it says on the scoreboard, and, that's what it will be, but
Lack of depth tonight.
Right,
you look at the
right.
guys that were out. You had Rocha did not play tonight. Mitchell did not play tonight. You were limited seeing Caden Bartlett with a broken hand, and he started. He broke his hand Monday this week, casted it up, started and played a lot of the football game. So kudos to that young man for really giving it all, showing heart out there. He did a pretty good job defensively on trying to hold him down.
yeah, we called his name out a few times tonight.
Oh, yeah. He did a great job out there. A lot of heart out of these guys, a lot of young guys. Of course, it was sophomore?
Super sophomore?
Super sophomores. You look at Drew Kilo down there, number 9. He did a good job on the defensive line.
Yep.
Junior Devin James holding down the fort.
Yep.
Alma's variation of plays there at the end of the ball game. We were winded. A team that has a lot of guys going both ways now because we're so senior heavy. You look at Coach Young down there with his wife Tila. They're surrounded by the rest of our coaching staff, and it's just a good sight to see when those guys are down there and able to be so supportive.
Yeah, and likewise, you see the families down there with the coaching staff. You see the students out there with the players and the supports there.
Yeah.
And that tells me family, and it's, lessons are learned.
That's right.
Life lessons are learned right there between the sideline and the end zone.
That's right. Looks a lot like Boonville, where they have the entire town come out on the field post game and just hug everybody. One of those kind of deals.
Win, lose, or draw, they're my boys. This is my school. This is my alma mater.
That's right.
And
I'll tell you,
I love them.
13 years here. How long I've been here? How long I've been coming to games? And the crowd tonight was a little disappointing for the conference opener. But you know what? These guys came out here nonetheless, and they gave it their all and said, hey, you may not have been there, but you definitely wanted to be here for that first half of that ball game for sure.
They did. They certainly did, and it's a good sight. That's pleasant to see right there.
Yes, it is.
As we're winding down this evening, I seen Mr. Lewis coming up the steps, so
Alan,
I was wondering about getting him in here.
Yeah, we want to definitely get Mr. Lewis in here, and he's our player of the game, as we said earlier. We're going to go ahead and get one of these shirts out and show these off to you guys.
Let's talk about some of our sponsors.
Yeah, we got these Touchdown B-Town shirts.
Yeah.
The slogan coined by Corey Erie every time we score in junior high school, 7th grade, it doesn't matter. Even on Pee Wee Saturdays, I use the Touchdown B-Town phrase. Yeah. Look at our sponsors on there: Steve Good, Countryside Motors, Steve's Auto, Bailey's Barbecue. Look at Wade Lentz at the Barrel Baptist Church, and you got Reed's as well. So there's our 6 sponsors for this game. If you want to be a sponsor, $500 you can be put on the back of one of these shirts. The Vilonia Football Foundation buys, what is it, 150? Gives them out for free every Friday night.
And a new logo on front, so next week,
Yeah,
doesn't
even say VEFF on it either. They're taking the attention away from themselves and putting it on their sponsors.
There you go. They are. Good job.
All right.
And we certainly need those sponsors to make things go around
100%. We're thankful for our sponsors on our broadcast. Couldn't run many commercials tonight due to technical difficulty, but
which is D&N Construction and Charlie Roller Foundation. So if you get a chance to help those guys out,
that's right.
Please do so.
Upcoming golf tournament too. Charlie Roller, that golf tournament sponsored by him, and so a lot of that donation money goes towards some good causes. We'll bring in now Mr. Nick Lewis. Nick, you'll bring a chair up in here. We can't really back that camera up. No Corey Erie to help us out.
No.
Our producer is not. He has left the building.
He is gone. So don't go yanking just yet. Let me make sure I can get this over here to you. All right, go ahead, sir.
Alan, if we can get a little more room that way. And then Nick, you'll have to scoot in tight. All right, Nick, a big ball game tonight. Of course, it's a loss that's kind of hard to take, but you had a nice game. Walk me through some of the successes you had. A couple interceptions. I know I was right down there, Facebook Live on that first one, and I lost my mind. I won't lie to you. But it's a good game tonight, a lot of success. What did it feel like to go out there in your first start and really show off?
I mean, it felt pretty good. I wish we could have won, but I just tried my best.
You had an outstanding game there, Mr. Lewis.
Thank you.
2 picks. I don't know how many tackles you had. It seemed like every time I looked up, you was somewhere on the field, right there in the mix all night long. Certainly good to see a young man come out and give every ounce of effort in your body to make things happen.
Now, Nick, that last interception, of course, you've been playing a long ball game, of course, going in at kicker, and then on defense, you've been running a lot. You're worn out. You intercepted that ball, and it looked like you want to take that one to the house. Looking at the camera right there, it's right there on you. That one right there, did you think you were going all the way?
I did at first, but then I saw their quarterback come around. I was like, I'm not just going to run out of bounds.
That's probably smart. Stay healthy.
Yeah, the theory is here, it's better to hit than be hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a nice set of wheels there, but don't forget to lay that wood at the end. Make them think about it for the next time they come back at you.
That's right. Yeah. Now, Nick, we saw you line up on number 21, Johnson. Their main receiver, 6'3". He's a big guy. He's a quick guy, and he had most of their offense tonight. Him and their quarterback, they were tandem tonight in gaining a lot of yards. What was it like covering a guy that has a lot of colleges looking at him, and he's a highly touted guy in the 5A West?
I mean, I was intimidated, so I had to try my best to keep up with him. So
you did a good job for sure. I tell you what, though, Nick, that last that first interception, the read you made, the ball was just a little bit overthrown there. I didn't think you were going to make the catch, and you did. What's going through your mind at that point? Your first high school game. Walk me through the beginning of the ball game, your nerves, and then that moment right there, and how calm you were after that one.
Well, I was nervous because Cody's really good, and I had to replace him. And then on the interception, I was running back, and I was following my guy, and then he threw it, and I started stumbling. I thought I was going to fall down. And I look up, and the ball was right there, so I just caught it and tried to hold on to it.
Yeah.
And then I felt pretty good after that.
Did that seem to calm you down for the rest of the game?
Yeah.
It sure seemed like you slid right in there, and now going to put some pressure on them coaches as to when Cody gets healthy.
Yeah.
You know, who are we going to start? Corey and I said that, that now seeing you play out there at that cornerback slot, thinking that's a vital option to give Mitchell some rest that potentially need offensively. I also like to see you running as a slot receiver.
I did that last year, but during the offensive part of practice, I go down and kick.
You're right.
I'd
I'd like to see you in that mix too. So put that bug in the coach's ear for us.
All right, I'll try.
Slip you over in that slot receiver. They call that the X.
That's right, the X over there in the slot. Hey, it wouldn't be a bad place to see you. Nick, great game tonight. It's good to have you up here. We'll bring Corey Erie in here and wrap up our post-game show within the next couple minutes.
That salon.
That's salon quality hair.
Yes.
Drake, I was sitting there wondering who has the prettier hair. Is it Mr. Drake Toll? Who does your hair?
It's actually Jen Tilley over there. At Jen Tilley is Brandy Tilley. She actually cuts my hair, and she does a great job with it. I absolutely love going in there. Good family friends with her. She does a great job and keeps me looking better than both of you guys combined.
Well, hey, that doesn't come on. That doesn't take a whole lot. Nick slipped out before I could find out who does his hair.
That's a great question. That's a $10 question right there.
Definitely. Maybe it's Paul Mitchell. That would have been a correct answer back in the day. I don't even know if that's popular anymore. Anyways.
Speaking of, Corey, I got a trivia question for you.
Okay.
What's Vilonia's overall record against Alma?
Well, it depends on where you look.
That's
2
true.
and 9, 2 and 10, or 3 and 13.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I answered that trivia question incorrectly during the broadcast. I was way off.
What did you say?
I'm not going to repeat it. It was so bad. It's so bad of an answer. I'm not even going to go there again.
Did you undershoot us?
Oh no.
Oh no, Corey.
I didn't give us any credit at all.
You're kidding.
Well,
and he put it back on my days.
Alma, historically good team. They're always in the hunt. You go over there to the stadium, you see a lot of playoff banners, a lot of state championship, a lot of state runner-up banners. Hey, I tried to give them more credit than they needed. It happens.
Yeah. So, talking about state champ, they do have three titles to their name. So.
Yep, Mr. Fred sneaking in back here.
We'll lock it down for you.
We'll get you taken care of. He always wants to make sure we're going to lock the door, shut all the windows, turn the lights out. We will get you taken care of, Mr. Fred.
Yeah.
Gotta love him. Living legend over there. I tell you what, guys, it's our broadcast so far this season. We've had quite a lot of success tonight, some more technical difficulties, but you look at it, we're making a lot of progress. Each week we learn something new, and we're doing a lot to perfect it the best we can.
We learned the Wi-Fi is a little finicky around this.
It definitely can be. And Drake, I was just outside talking with Sean and Jason with the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, and they were asking me about some of the difficulties and some of the reasons maybe why we have some of the difficulties. And I told them tonight, I mean, as far as I could tell, we had dependent on the Wi-Fi access or lack thereof, or also we operate off of a hotspot sometimes, and that's just another way of accessing the internet. Kind of think of it as your cell phone, but a little more powerful connection than your cell phone. But I did talk to them about some other equipment, you know, things that I think might be contributing to the problem, and they've assured me that if we can pinpoint that we definitely need a different or a better piece of equipment, they're going to provide it for us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take this opportunity to again thank the sponsors, DNN Construction and the Charlie Roller Foundation. They donated the money that would allow us to purchase the equipment that we use, and we're very thankful for it. We think maybe we just didn't research one particular piece of equipment quite enough before we purchased, and those guys assured me if that's what I think we need, they're going to get it done. They believe in the broadcast. We believe in the broadcast. We've been able to bring you some quality broadcast. Had the technical difficulties. It's not for a lack of us trying and wanting to bring you guys the best product we possibly can.
Of course, of course. Building off of that, those guys that sponsor our T-shirts, those guys that sponsor the Football Foundation, look at DNN and the Charlie Roller Foundation. I mean, a part of that money, that $500 for those shirts, goes to our broadcasting program, and it's a big program that keeps you guys at home connected to the Eagles no matter where they're playing. Junior high, high school ball, it's an awesome thing for you guys to be able to watch us, because this is the first time in Vilonia Eagle history where every football game is broadcast live, no matter where it is, and it's an honor for us guys to be able to have the privilege of bringing you guys these broadcasts.
It is. So with that, where are we at next week? What's our schedule?
Oh, press box heaven! Thank goodness.
You know, you're right, Drake. So we'll start out. We're going to broadcast junior high games. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there right now. I'll get a post up on Facebook. The junior high people love the broadcast. We're going to broadcast Thursday night games
from
live here. Philip Weaver Stadium. Searcy Lions come into town, and it's a big one, especially for our 8th graders. The only team that was able to beat our 7th grade red team last year were the Searcy Lions. Also, I do know that Searcy demolished Greenbrier last night by a score of 38-6 in 8th grade action. Didn't get a 9th grade score before we got off the broadcast. So big game for the 8th graders. As you know, Alan, Drake 4-0. They've only had 1 touchdown scored against them thus far.
And that was at Maumelle.
That was at Maumelle. A lot of talent. So we're going to have that live here Thursday night. Then Friday night, travel down to Pulaski County, where we're going to go to the home of the Maumelle Hornets. Nice new press box, plenty of room. We've already broadcast junior high games from there. We know the data speed is very good there, so that shouldn't be an issue.
We just got to hope that the elevator is in operation.
Oh man!
Oh please!
Those stairs are not fun. As Alan and I know, toting all this equipment up there, our wives were laughing at us and taking pictures. If you're friends with either of us on Facebook, I think there's some pictures up there of us toting that big old box of equipment up those 17 flights of stairs. It seemed like
we're going to have to get us an entourage. Some roadies, if you
will.
will.
My goodness.
Yeah.
You see, Alma, they had at least 10 or 15 junior high age students that came in for their broadcasters, set every piece up. The broadcasters just slipped in helmets, and they were ready. Headsets, and they were ready to go.
I'm with you. I'll put on a helmet.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put the call out right now. Haven't even told you guys I'm gonna do this.
Go for it.
I am shooting from the hip here. We are in need of someone who is willing to travel with us to the remainder of the games. We'll get you in free. We get you one of these super sweet polo shirts.
Eagle Vision.
Eagle Vision polo shirts. Official issued garment.
There's only 3 of these.
Only 3 in existence. You see the 3 here. So you would increase the total number of shirts by 33% if you were to get one. We need a camera person, first and foremost.
Yes.
That's the first thing we're going to ask for. Anybody who knows anything about operating a video camera, has ever ran one before, and also knows a little bit about the game of football and watches some football and kind of knows how to keep a camera on the action, when to zoom, when not to zoom. The girls that are helping out are doing a great job, and we absolutely appreciate every single one of them that's helped us out on the broadcast.
They've got other responsibilities.
They definitely do. I had a long talk with Coach Stewart before the game. They have other responsibilities. They've had some of their own technical difficulties with their cameras that they use, and their system is even more important than ours because it's what's uploaded to the website to share game film with other coaches.
Right.
It's what our coaches use to dissect game film and see what went well and what didn't go so well and plan practices for the next week. So they have those responsibilities. Anybody out there that's interested in helping out with the broadcast and knows how to operate a video camera. Doesn't mind taking directions from 3 buffoons sometimes. Maybe 2 and a pretty
buffoons.
smart guy. But either way, hey, get with me. We'd like to have a full-time video camera operator. If you don't know me well, you can get with Alan or Drake. We'll take anybody that's willing to help. If we have some multiple applicants, the 3 of us will get together and talk it over and see who's
little American Idol kind of deal. Vote yes or no.
Yeah, we could. We could sit here with our headsets
Oh,
on
my
and judge
goodness,
what they're
please.
doing on the screen and talk about it.
Commentate it.
Wow, that would be fun. So anyways, if you're looking to help out, we'd love to have a camera operator that's full-time, goes with us for the rest of the season, and probably even continues on next season.
And next year we'll probably be looking for some more help.
Certainly, we'll put that out there.
There's some other positions that we're going to be looking for, but we need to learn. We need to learn so we can teach.
Absolutely. Because, I'm still learning stuff every week on the system that we use. Drake's done a lot of studying on it, learned a lot of stuff up front. Every week it seems like we try to make an improvement on the previous week. Sometimes those improvements work, sometimes they don't.
Right.
But we are every week trying to improve. So we just want to take one more thing out of our concern that we know we're going to have a camera operator on hand all the time. So.
Yeah, and I'll tell you guys that it's one of these systems where you need 7, 8, and even 9 people for every single aspect of our broadcast, because there are so many different things go into this that behind the scenes you guys at home don't ever really get to see. There's so much here. A producer, you'd like to have a lot of people that are on call at all times to be able to not only run our cameras, bring us food. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff over here.
Food, that's important.
Food is that's what I'm thinking right now. Food. So if we could get so you think you can camera operate like any other nifty names for a show. Like something we can get over here to make it eventful, but man, any help, if anybody is willing to help us out in any aspect of this broadcast, we would absolutely love it. Get you a nice little shiny 5A pass and a sweet T-shirt.
Yeah. With that, I think we've pretty much talked about everything, have we not?
It's been a night, man.
It has been
It
fun.
has certainly been a night. You've said a mouthful, Drake.
Hey, and we got softball action tomorrow.
Softball action at Vilonia Field, Vilonia Lady Eagle Field.
Free gate.
That's absolutely right.
Come
We're going to
get-
have all of our, all but a couple of our players out there playing, 9th grade through the 12th grade, have them split into 2 teams.
Got Bryant and Sylvan Hills coming into town.
That's right. Alan and Kobe Kelly are going to be coaching that tomorrow. I'm not available to help out tomorrow, so they're going to take on both teams. First game starts at 11 a.m., and they'll be playing until about 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So if you want to see some Lady Eagle softball, not coached by Coach Sullivan, he's in football duties right now, unable to do it, but coached by a couple of guys who know a little bit about the game, come on out and check it out. It'll be fun.
It will be that.
7th grade football tomorrow morning, too. 7th grade at 9 a.m., so you can go catch you 2 7th grade games, go over to softball, have your little live Arkansas Razorback football set up at 11.
I'd be willing to bet we probably have some Pee Wee games tomorrow evening after the 7th grade football games as well.
Not tomorrow, actually.
Really?
We
Okay.
are off. Tomorrow is our bye week for Pee Wee,
games.
so I'm not complaining there. It gives me a weekend off to go watch some Hogs.
Yeah.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's about it here from Philip D. Weaver. Your final score 42-0. The Eagles go in, try to regroup. No injuries. Hope to have everybody back next week. For Maumelle at Maumelle, it is press box heaven. Should be a good week for our broadcast. Good week for some football. Hopefully it's a close game. Hopefully the Eagles come out on top, guys. For Philip D. Weaver, for Drake Toll, Corey Erie, Alan Wade. It's been an awesome night. We'll go ahead and sign it off. Thank you guys for staying with us tonight.
Mouse fell me.
It's still not working.